Desert Dreams, a UAE bedtime journey. Chapter 1. Waking up in a palm frond hut. You wake up to warmth. Soft, golden warmth filtering through walls made of dried palm fronds. The light is gentle, the kind that comes just after dawn in the desert, when the harsh heat has not yet awakened, and the world exists in a space between dreams and morning. Your bed is simple, a woven mat of natural fibers that cradles your body like the earth itself. The palm fronds above you whisper secrets, ancient secrets of survival, of life growing from sand. These walls, these beautiful walls, they breathe with you, in and out, in and out. The gaps between the fronds allow the desert air to flow through, carrying with it the scent of frankincense, the memory of trade routes that once connected this land to the world. You stretch slowly, feeling your muscles remember the rhythm of this place. This is how the Bedouin lived, how the pearl divers rested between journeys to the depths of the Arabian Gulf. Simple shelters that worked with nature, not against it. The morning air is cool against your skin. Soon the sun will climb higher and the desert will shimmer with heat. But now, in this perfect moment, there is only peace. You can hear the soft rustling of date palms nearby. Their fronds dance in the gentle breeze, the same breeze that once filled the sails of dhows, those graceful wooden boats that carry pearls and spices across the waters. Your hut sits on the edge of what was once a small fishing village. Now, in the distance, you can see the gleaming towers of Dubai. Rising like a mirage from the desert, the Burj Khalifa reaches toward the clouds, its glass surface catching the early light, reflecting the dreams of Sheikh Mohammed, who envisioned a future where tradition and progress could dance together. But here, in your palm frond sanctuary, time moves differently. The walls around you were crafted by hands that knew this technique from their grandfathers, and their grandfathers before them. Each frond was selected with care, dried in the desert sun, woven together with patience that only the desert teaches. You sit up slowly, letting your eyes adjust to the patterns of light and shadow. The palm fronds create a natural tapestry above you, green and gold and brown, like the traditional textiles that Emirati women once wove, colors drawn from the earth, from the sea, from the endless sky. Outside, you can hear the call to prayer beginning in the distance. Allahu Akbar. The voice rises and falls like music, like the wind over dunes. It is the Fajr prayer, the dawn prayer, the first of 5 that will mark this day. This sound has echoed across these lands for centuries, before the oil, before the towers, before the modern highways that now connect the 7 Emirates: Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al-Quwain, Ras Al Khaimah. Fujairah, 7 pearls strung together by vision, by the wisdom of leaders who understood that unity creates strength. You breathe deeply. The air tastes of salt from the nearby coast, of sand warmed by yesterday's sun, of the green growing things that survive here through careful tending, through the ancient knowledge of how to find water in the desert, how to make life bloom where others see only emptiness. Your body feels light, weightless almost, as if the desert air is lifting you. This is the feeling the Bedouin knew, when they woke in their tents under stars that seemed close enough to touch. They understood something about peace, about moving slowly, about listening to the earth. The hut around you is more than shelter. It's a connection to the past, to the time when the Trucial states were just beginning to dream of what they might become. When Sheikh Zayed, may his soul rest in peace, first envisioned oil wealth being used not just for luxury, but for education, for healthcare, for preserving the culture that made this land special. You can feel that vision in the very walls that shelter you, in the traditional methods preserved, in the knowledge passed down, in the respect for what came before. The morning light grows stronger now, painting everything in shades of gold and amber, the same colors. That grove calls to you. You can hear the rustling of hundreds of date palms, their fronds catching the morning breeze, creating a symphony of whispers. Each tree a guardian of tradition, each date a sweet gift from the desert. You rise slowly from your mat, feeling the woven texture beneath your feet. Your body moves with the unhurried grace that the desert teaches. There is no rush here, no urgency, only the steady rhythm of breath, of heartbeat, of life unfolding as it should. The door of your hut is simply an opening, covered by a curtain of woven palm fiber. You push it aside gently, respectfully, the way one might part a curtain in the tent of a Bedouin sheikh, with awareness that you are crossing from one sacred space to another. As you step outside, the full glory of the morning embraces you. The sky is the color of rose quartz, soft pink, fading to gold at the horizon. This is the sky that inspired the architects of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. Those perfect domes that seem to float like clouds made of marble. Before you stretches the palm grove, row upon row of date palms, their trunks straight and strong, their crowns full and green. This is how the oases looked to desert travelers, like miracles, like promises that life could flourish even in the harshest places. And in the far distance, barely visible through the morning haze, you can see the outline of modern Abu Dhabi, the capital where tradition and innovation walk hand in hand, where the Louvre's dome seems to float like a metallic sun, where the founder's memorial rises like a contemporary monument to eternal values. But your path today leads not toward those distant marvels, but deeper into the quiet heart of tradition, into the palm grove where time moves with the patience of growing things. You take a step forward, then another, feeling the sand warm and soft beneath your bare feet. Each grain a tiny piece of history, worn smooth by wind and time, by the passage of caravans and the dreams of generations. The desert is waking up around you, but slowly, gently. A lizard scurries across the sand, pauses, then disappears beneath a low shrub. The wind stirs the fronds above, creating patterns of light and shadow that dance across the ground. This is how the day begins in the land of the Emirates, with reverence, with gratitude, with the understanding that each moment is a gift to be savoured, not rushed through. You walk toward the grove, your movements unhurried, meditative, letting the rhythm of your breath match the rhythm of your steps. The same rhythm that guided the pearl divers as they descended into the depths of the Gulf, holding their breath, trusting in their skill, in their connection to the sea. Behind you, your palm frond hut stands quiet and patient, ready to welcome you back when your journey through the day is complete. It is a promise of rest, of peace, of the simple joy of shelter that works with the land rather than against it. And ahead, the palm grove waits, ancient and green, full of stories, full of the gentle wisdom that only trees can teach. Trees that have watched civilizations rise and change, that have provided food and shelter and shade through it all. The morning air carries new scents now. The green smell of growing palms, the sweetness of dates ripening in the sun, the earthy richness of well-tended soil, all of it blending into the signature fragrance of an oasis, of life sustained by careful attention, by respect for the natural world. Your bare feet find the path that leads into the grove, worn smooth by countless footsteps, by generations of gardeners and visitors, by children who learned to climb these very trees, by elders who found shade and peace beneath their branches. The path is soft, welcoming. It seems to guide your steps, drawing you deeper into the green sanctuary, where the air grows cooler, where the light becomes softer, filtered through layer upon layer of palm fronds. This is the beginning of your journey, but already you can feel your breath slowing, your heartbeat settling into the ancient rhythm of the desert, the rhythm that connects you to the Bedouin who crossed these sands, to the pearl divers who plunged into blue depths, to the dreamers who imagined a nation where 7 emirates could become one. Your body relaxes, your mind grows quiet, as you prepare to enter the grove, to walk among the date palms, to discover the gentle secrets that they hold. The morning sun climbs higher, but here, in the space between your hut and the grove, time seems suspended, held in the amber light of dawn, in the soft whisper of wind through palm fronds, in the perfect peace of a day beginning slowly, as all good days should. You take another step, and another, moving like a prayer, like a meditation in motion, toward the green heart of the oasis, where deeper peace awaits, where the palm trees stand ready to share their ancient wisdom, their gift of shade, their promise of rest. The desert quiet settles around you. The call of the past and future blends in the warm morning air. Your breath slows, and your thoughts begin to drift toward the palm grove, toward deeper calm, toward the gentle embrace of trees that have stood here since time began, watching over this land, blessing it with their presence, offering their gifts to all who approach with respect, with wonder, with hearts open to the beauty of the natural world. Chapter 2. Walking through a serene palm grove. You step into the palm grove, and the world transforms around you. The air grows cooler, softer, scented with the green sweetness of date palms. Each breath you take is filtered through layers of fronds, purified by the natural wisdom of trees that know how to transform sunlight into shade, harshness into gentleness. Your bare feet sink slightly into the soft sand, sand that has been enriched by centuries of falling dates, of palm fronds that have completed their cycle, returning to the earth to nourish new growth. This is the circle of life in the desert. Death becoming life, endings becoming beginnings. Above you, the palm fronds create a living cathedral. Their green arches reach toward each other, touching, overlapping, creating a canopy that filters the morning light into patterns of gold and shadow. The same patterns that inspired the geometric designs in Islamic art. In the tile work of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, in the traditional henna designs that Emirati women paint on their hands for celebrations. You walk slowly, very slowly, along the ancient path that winds between the palm trunks. Each tree is unique, some tall and straight, others slightly curved by years of desert winds, each one bearing its own crown of fronds, its own clusters of dates in various stages of ripening. The Emiratis call the date palm Shajarat al-Hayat, the tree of life, and walking among them, you understand why. These trees provide everything: food from their dates, shelter from their fronds, shade from their canopy. They are the foundation of Oasis life, the reason why civilization could flourish in the desert. Your pace matches the rhythm of the wind through the fronds. Slow, steady, meditative. This is how the Bedouin moved through the desert. Not fighting the environment, but moving with it. Understanding that speed comes from patience. That strength comes from knowing when to rest. To your left, an ancient palm leans slightly, its trunk bearing the marks of many harvests. Small notches cut by generations of date farmers, men who climbed these very trees at dawn, when the air was cool, moving with practiced grace from branch to branch, gathering the sweet fruit that would sustain their families through the harsh summer months. You pause beside this old tree, resting your hand on its rough bark, feeling the life that flows within. The same life that flows through the modern UAE, connecting the past to the present, the traditional to the contemporary. Sheikh Zayed understood this connection when he said that a nation that does not know its past has no future. The bark feels warm beneath your palm, textured like the traditional bisht cloak worn by Emirati men. Woven with golden thread, rich with history, you can almost hear the stories this tree could tell, of the pearl divers who rested in its shade before heading to the boats, of the Bedouin who sheltered here during sandstorms, of the children who played beneath its branches while their mothers ground dates into paste. A gentle breeze stirs the fronds above, and dates fall softly around you, landing with quiet thumps in the sand. Some are golden, some deep amber, some still green and hard. The falling fruit creates a natural percussion, a soft rhythm that seems to match your heartbeat, your breathing. You bend down and pick up one of the amber dates, feeling its smooth skin, its perfect weight in your palm. This simple fruit carried the ancient trade routes, was exchanged for silk and spices, was offered to guests as a symbol of hospitality, the same hospitality that defines Emirati culture today, where visitors are welcomed with dates and Arabic coffee, where generosity is considered the highest virtue. The date is sweet on your tongue, incredibly sweet, with layers of flavor that seem to tell the story of sun and sand and careful tending. This is the taste that sustained the pearl divers during their long journeys. that gave energy to the Bedouin crossing empty quarters, that celebrates every Emirati gathering even today. As you continue walking, the path curves gently to the right, following the natural contours of the Oasis. You pass a small irrigation channel, barely a trickle of water, but precious beyond gold in the desert. The Falaj system, ancient engineering that brings life to arid places. The same ingenuity that created the modern UAE, turning challenges into opportunities. The water moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, carrying life from palm to palm. This is how progress works in the Emirates. Steady, patient, sustainable. Like the vision of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, who understood that true development preserves what is valuable from the past while building something new for the future. Butterflies dance above the water, small yellow ones that seem to glow in the filtered sunlight. They move without urgency, from flower to flower, from shade to light. Their wings catch the morning sun, creating tiny prisms of color, reminders that beauty exists in the smallest details, in the moments between moments. You follow the path deeper into the grove, where the palms grow more densely, where the air grows even cooler. Here, the sound of the outside world fades completely. There is only the whisper of fronds, the soft fall of dates, the gentle murmur of water, the rhythm of your own breath. This is meditation in motion, walking prayer, the kind of peace that the Sufi mystics wrote about, that the desert fathers understood. Peace that comes not from the absence of motion, but from movement that is perfectly aligned with the natural world. A hoopoe bird calls from somewhere in the canopy above, its voice clear and melodious. The hoopoe that carries messages in ancient stories, that appears in the Quran, that represents communication between earth and heaven. Its call seems to welcome you deeper into the grove, to invite you to discover what lies at the heart of this green sanctuary. The path you follow has been worn smooth by countless feet, by the farmers who tend these trees, by the families who come to harvest dates, by the children who learn to identify each variety. Majul, Zahidi, Halawi, each name a poem, each type a gift with its own particular sweetness. You pass a younger palm, its trunk still slender, its crown just beginning to spread. Beside it grows an ancient giant, its trunk thick as a column. This is the UAE in miniature. Growing together, learning from each other, honoring the elders while nurturing the next generation. The sand beneath your feet is different here, darker, richer, mixed with the fallen fronds and dates of many seasons. This is living soil, soil that tells the story of growth and renewal, of the patience required to build something lasting. You can smell frankincense in the air, that precious resin that once made this region the center of ancient trade routes, the incense route that connected Arabia to Rome, to India, to China. The same global connections that define the UAE today, where Dubai International Airport serves as a bridge between continents, where Abu Dhabi's cultural quarter brings world-class museums to the Arabian Peninsula, the Museum of the Future in Dubai, with its golden calligraphy gleaming against the sky. This represents this same philosophy, using cutting-edge technology to preserve and celebrate human wisdom. ancient Arabic poetry written in light, illuminating the path toward tomorrow. A family of small birds flits through the branches above. Their chirping creates a gentle chorus, each bird finding its place in the symphony. No competition, only harmony. This is the lesson of the Oasis, that abundance comes when each element supports the others. When cooperation replaces competition, the path turns again, leading you toward the heart of the grove, where the oldest palms stand, where the shade is deepest, where time seems to slow even further. You can feel your heartbeat settling into the rhythm of this place, your breathing becoming deeper, more relaxed, as if the very air is teaching your body how to rest. Light filters down through the canopy in golden columns, like the light in a mosque at prayer time. The sacred light that transforms everything it touches. You pause in one of these columns, feeling the warmth on your face, the gentle coolness of the shade on your arms, perfectly balanced, perfectly peaceful. This is how the architects of the UAE learned to work with light, studying how the traditional wind towers of old Dubai captured and channeled air, how the courtyard houses of Al Fahidi historical neighborhood created cool spaces in the desert heat. These lessons inform the design of modern marvels, where glass and steel work with sun and wind, where ancient wisdom guides contemporary innovation. The Burj Al Arab's sail-like silhouette, the twisted spire of Cayenne Tower, the flowing curves of the Dubai Opera House, all echo the natural forms found in this grove. The way palm fronds bend in the wind, the way water finds its course through sand, the way light and shadow dance together in perfect harmony. A slight breeze moves through the grove, carrying with it the scent of jasmine from somewhere deeper in the oasis, the same jasmine that perfumes Emirati homes during Eid celebrations, that is woven into garlands for weddings, that represents the sweetness of life when it is lived with intention, with gratitude, with awareness of beauty. Your steps have slowed even further. Each placement of your foot is deliberate, mindful, like the movements of traditional Emirati dance, the yawla, where each gesture has meaning, where rhythm tells stories of desert life, of pearl diving, of celebrations under stars, in the Al Habtoor city fountains, in the choreographed water displays of the Dubai Mall. You can see this same understanding that movement can be art, that rhythm can tell stories, that beauty comes not from rushing, but from perfect timing, perfect grace. The trees around you seem to lean inward, creating natural alcoves, private spaces where you could sit and rest, where you could let your mind settle completely. Some of these spaces have been shaped by human hands, by gardeners who understood that an oasis should offer places for contemplation, for quiet conversation, for the simple joy of being still. You notice one such alcove ahead, formed by 3 ancient palms that grow in a triangle. Their trunks creating natural seats, their canopy forming a private chapel of green and gold. The sand there looks especially soft, inviting, like the majlis seating in traditional Emirati homes, where guests are welcomed, where stories are shared, where the art of conversation is practiced with skill and respect. This tradition continues in the modern UAE, in the Majlis councils where citizens can speak directly with their rulers. In the coffee shops of Dubai's Gold Souk, where business is conducted over countless cups of tea. In the sunset gatherings at the Emirates Palace, where diplomats and artists find common ground. But you are not ready to rest yet. The path calls you forward, deeper into the grove, toward whatever waits at its heart. You can sense something ahead, a presence, a stillness that is even deeper than the peace you have already found. Your bare feet continue their soft rhythm against the sand. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Like the rhythm of waves against the corniche. Like the rhythm of breathing during prayer. Like the eternal rhythm that connects all living things. The sound of your footsteps becomes part of the grove's symphony, joining the whisper of fronds, the gentle splash of irrigation water, the distant call of the hoopoe, the soft percussion of dates falling to the earth, all of it blending into one perfect harmony. One song of peace that seems to emanate from the very heart of the UAE soul. The air grows more fragrant as you walk. Layers of scent blend and separate and blend again. Palm fronds, dates, jasmine, frankincense, and something else. Something warm and welcoming. The scent of Arabic coffee, cardamom and coffee beans roasted to perfection, drifting on the morning air like an invitation. This is the signature scent of Emirati hospitality, found in the humblest Bedouin tent and the grandest royal majlis, in the CEO lounges of Emirates Airlines, in the traditional coffee houses of Bur Dubai, in the modern cafes of Jumeirah Beach Road. The ritual remains the same. Coffee as a bridge between hearts, as a symbol of welcome, as the beginning of friendship. Somewhere ahead, someone is preparing coffee, grinding the beans by hand, adding cardamom. Following the ancient ritual that has welcomed guests to Arabian homes for centuries. Oh! The same ritual practiced in the palaces of Abu Dhabi, in the majlis of Dubai's ruling families, in every Emirati home where guests are considered a blessing from Allah. Your pace quickens slightly, not from urgency, but from anticipation, from the natural pull toward human warmth, toward the promise of shared peaceful moments, toward the continuation of this gentle journey through the heart of Emirati culture. The hoopoe calls again, closer now, and you look up to see it, perched on a frond directly above. Its crest raised like a crown, its eyes bright with ancient intelligence. It seems to be guiding you, showing you the way toward the source of the coffee's aroma, toward the next chapter of your peaceful morning. In Emirati folklore, the hoopoe is a messenger between worlds, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Its presence here feels like a blessing. There is no place. Ron, smile. In Tubent, Ron, there is the proud crown of Emirati. In this country, toward whatever gift awaits in the heart of this sacred grove. The path ahead curves around a particularly ancient palm, its trunk so wide that 4 people could not embrace it. Its roots must go down deeper than buildings are tall, drinking from underground streams that have flowed since before the first cities rose from the desert sands. As you round this ancient giant, you begin to see glimpses of movement ahead, the flutter of pristine white cloth, the glint of a traditional coffee pot catching morning light, the welcoming presence of someone who has been expecting you, who has prepared for your arrival with the care that defines true Arabian hospitality. Your heart settles even deeper into peace, knowing that you are walking toward kindness, to the generous spirit that built the UAE from a collection of fishing villages into a beacon of hope and prosperity, toward another gift in a morning already rich with gifts. The grove continues to embrace you, the palms standing like silent guardians of tradition, blessing your passage, sheltering your journey, offering their shade and their fruit and their ancient wisdom to all who walk among them with respect, with wonder, with hearts open to the beauty of the natural world. And ahead, the promise of coffee, of conversation, of human connection in this most peaceful of places, waits to welcome you into the next chapter of your desert morning, your journey through the gentle heart of the UAE. The morning light grows warmer now, filtering through countless layers of palm fronds, creating an ever-changing tapestry of light and shadow that speaks to the soul. Each step you take brings new patterns, new combinations of emerald and gold, new moments of beauty that exist for just an instant before transforming into something equally lovely. You can hear the soft sound of grinding coffee beans now, the rhythmic pulse of wooden pestle against brass mortar, creating its own gentle percussion that blends with the whisper of wind through palms, with the distant call of birds, with the quiet splash of water in the ancient irrigation channels. This is the symphony of the Oasis, each sound perfectly placed, perfectly timed, creating a harmony that seems to slow your heartbeat, to deepen your breathing, to align your entire being with the peaceful rhythm of this sacred space, where time moves not by clocks, but by the natural cycles of growth and rest, of giving and receiving, of welcome and blessing. Your bare feet know this path now, know the particular texture of this sand, the way it yields and supports, the way it holds the coolness of night even as the day grows warmer. Each step is a meditation, a prayer of gratitude for the privilege of walking in such beauty, such peace, such perfect harmony between human culture and the natural world. The scent of cardamom grows stronger now, mixing with the green fragrance of the palms, with the sweetness of ripening dates, with the clean scent of water moving through channels carved by patient hands. It is the signature fragrance of Emirati hospitality, the promise of welcome, of rest, of conversations that unfold without haste in the fullness of unhurried time. As you walk, you become aware that your breathing has synchronized with the rhythm of the grove, with the gentle pulse of life that flows through every leaf, every root, every grain of blessed sand. You are no longer separate from this place. You are part of it, woven into its ancient story, welcomed into its timeless peace, embraced by its endless generosity. You pause for a moment, allowing your senses to fully absorb this sacred space. The grove breathes around you. inhaling the morning light, exhaling the perfume of countless flowers that bloom in hidden corners, tiny white blossoms that release their fragrance only in the coolest hours, when the desert air can carry their sweetness without burning it away. These hidden gardens within the grove speak to the Emirati understanding of beauty, that the most precious things are often the most subtle, the most protected, like the traditional courtyard gardens of old Dubai's Bastakia Quarter, where fountains tinkle behind high walls, where jasmine climbs ancient coral stone, where privacy creates intimacy, where beauty is shared only with those welcomed inside. A gentle wind moves through the upper reaches of the palms, causing the fronds to dance in slow motion, like the movements of traditional Emirati women's dance. Graceful, flowing, telling stories without words. Each palm frond catches the light differently, some glowing like emeralds, others deep as forest shadows, creating a living kaleidoscope that shifts and changes with every breath of air. You notice how the path beneath your feet has been designed with infinite care, not straight like a highway, but curving like a river, following the natural contours of the land, accommodating the root systems of ancient trees, respecting the flow of underground water. This is the wisdom that built the UAE, working with nature, not against it, understanding that true progress honors the past while embracing the future. The Emirates Palace in Abu Dhabi embodies this same philosophy, its golden domes echoing the curves of sand dunes, its gardens incorporating native plants that have thrived here for millennia, its architecture breathing with the desert wind, proving that luxury and sustainability can dance together in perfect harmony. As you continue walking, you become aware of the sounds that layer beneath the obvious ones. The movement of sap through palm trunks, the busy work of insects among the date clusters, the soft conversations of birds hidden in the canopy, the ancient dialogue between roots and soil. This is the symphony that inspired the great Emirati poets, like Ahmed bin Said, whose verses about the desert's hidden music became anthems of the nation's identity, who understood that the greatest songs are often the quietest ones, the melodies that speak to the soul rather than the ear. Your bare feet have grown completely accustomed to the sand now. Each step feels like a meditation, like a prayer offered to the earth. The sand has its own temperature, its own texture, its own story written in countless grains, some as old as the mountains of Hajjah, some young as yesterday's wind, all of them part of the endless cycle of erosion and renewal that shapes the Arabian Peninsula. In this sand, archaeologists have found pottery shards from the an-Nar culture, evidence of settlements that thrived here 4,000 years ago, proving that this land has always called to those who understand the art of making life bloom in challenging places. The same spirit that drives modern UAE, turning challenges into opportunities, impossibilities into innovations. You pass a section where the irrigation channel widens into a small pool, no larger than a dining table, but perfect in its simplicity. Water lilies float on its surface, their white petals reflecting the filtered sunlight, their roots anchored in the life-giving mud below. Dragonflies hover above the water, their wings catching rainbow colours, their ancient design unchanged since the Jurassic period. This tiny ecosystem within the grove reminds you of the Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary in Dubai, where flamingos gather in the shadow of skyscrapers, where mangroves filter salt water into fresh, where urban development has learned to embrace rather than eliminate the natural world. The UAE's commitment to preserving 30% of its land as protected areas by 2030, a promise to future generations that progress will never come at the cost of the Earth's sacred beauty. The path curves again, leading you past a palm that has fallen, not from disease or storm, but from the simple weight of centuries. Its massive trunk lies across a small clearing, creating a natural bench, already being reclaimed by smaller plants, desert lavender and saltbush, creating gardens in its shelter, life transforming death into new life, the eternal cycle that governs all things. Emirati culture understands this cycle deeply. In traditional homes, when a family elder passes, their favorite palm tree is often marked with a small plaque, not in mourning, but in celebration of lives that continue to give, even after the physical form has changed. The tree becomes a living memorial, its dates shared at family gatherings, its shade offered to all who need rest. You sit for a moment on the fallen palm, feeling its solid warmth beneath you. Its bark has been worn smooth by wind and time, polished to the texture of fine marble. You run your hand along its surface, feeling the growth rings, each one a year where relationships mattered more than transactions. The modern gold souk and spice souk preserve this tradition, their covered walkways protecting visitors from the sun, their narrow passages encouraging leisurely exploration, their atmosphere of timeless commerce where haggling is an art form, where every purchase begins with tea and conversation, where the ancient Emirati principle of customer as honoured guest continues to thrive. A family of hoopoes alights in the clearing around you, the parents teaching their young how to probe the soft earth for insects. Their movements are unhurried, methodical, patient. The same patience that built the UAE, generation by generation, decision by careful decision, understanding that the most beautiful things cannot be rushed. The young hoopoes watch their parents with intense attention, learning not just what to do, but how to do it with grace. With efficiency, but how to do it with grace. With efficiency, with respect for the environment that sustains them. This is education in its purest form, knowledge passed through demonstration, through patient repetition, through love. The UAE's commitment to education reflects this same understanding. From the American University of Sharjah to the Sorbonne Abu Dhabi, from the traditional Islamic schools that preserve ancient wisdom, to the technology institutes preparing students for tomorrow's challenges. Learning happens best when it honours both innovation and tradition, when it prepares minds for the future while grounding them in timeless values. You rise from the fallen palm, brushing sand from your clothes, feeling refreshed by this moment of rest. The path ahead beckons, winding deeper into the grove, as if you are learning the grove's own rhythm, its unhurried dance with time and season. The air grows more complex as you venture deeper. New fragrances layer into the symphony of scents, wild herbs that grow in the shadows of the palms, their leaves releasing oils when brushed by passing air. The sharp green scent of desert sage, the honeyed fragrance of acacia blossoms, the clean mineral smell of water moving over stone. These are the fragrances that inspired the traditional perfume makers of the UAE, the attars and ouds that have been crafted here for centuries, each blend telling a story, each scent capturing a moment, a place, a feeling. The Al Haramain perfume houses of Dubai continue this tradition, creating fragrances that transport the soul, that connect the present moment to eternal beauty. Your path leads you past a section where young palms are growing, their trunks still slender, their fronds just beginning to develop the full majesty of mature trees. They have been planted with careful spacing, each given room to grow, each positioned to take advantage of the available light and water. This is sustainable development in its most essential form, planning for generations, not just seasons. The Mohammed bin Zayed Species Conservation Fund embodies this same long-term thinking, protecting endangered species today so that future generations will inherit a world rich in biodiversity. Understanding that true wealth is measured not in what we consume, but in what we preserve, what we pass on, what we leave better than we found it. Between the young palms, small gardens flourish, herbs and vegetables that thrive in the filtered light, tomatoes and cucumbers climbing trellises made from palm fronds, mint and parsley creating green carpets beneath the trees. Okay, this is the traditional Oasis agriculture that sustained communities for millennia. Food production integrated seamlessly with the natural ecosystem. UAE continues this integration. Rooftop gardens on Dubai's skyscrapers, hydroponic farms in Abu Dhabi's desert, vertical agriculture that produces fresh food using 95% less water than traditional farming. Technology serving sustainability. Innovation honoring ancient wisdom about working with rather than against the natural world. The path curves once more, and you can see the source of the coffee's aroma. The next chapter of your journey through the heart of traditional UAE culture, waiting to embrace you with the warmth of Arabian hospitality, with the gift of unhurried time, with the blessing of human connection in this most beautiful of settings. The path divides here, offering you a choice. To the left, the way leads toward denser groves, where the trees grow so closely that day becomes twilight, where silence deepens into something almost sacred. To the right, the path curves toward what sounds like running water, perhaps a spring or a fountain built in the traditional style. You choose the path toward the water, drawn by the musical sound of liquid flowing over stone. The way leads you through a section where the palms are ancient beyond imagining, their trunks so wide they could shelter entire families, their crowns so vast they seem to support the sky itself. These giants have stood here since before the UAE was formed, before oil was discovered, before the first airplanes crossed the desert sky. They have provided shade for Bedouin caravans, shelter for pearl divers resting between voyages, witness to the signing of treaties that would eventually create the nation, living monuments to continuity in a world of constant change. The sound of water grows stronger, and you realize you are approaching the heart of the grove, the source that makes all this life possible. Your steps slow even further, not from fatigue, but from reverence, from the understanding that you are approaching something sacred, something that has sustained life in this place since time immemorial. The path curves one final time and suddenly opens into a circular clearing. At its center, there, a spring bubbles up from deep underground, crystal clear water that catches and reflects the filtered sunlight. The spring is surrounded by stones, worn smooth by centuries of flowing water, arranged in a perfect circle, like the stones that mark sacred sites throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Around the spring, the largest palms in the grove stand sentinel, their roots drawing from the underground aquifer that feeds the spring, their canopy creating a natural cathedral. A space that feels both ancient and eternal, where time seems to pause, where the soul can rest, where the busy mind finally grows still. You approach the spring slowly, reverently, feeling the coolness that rises from the moving water, hearing the gentle gurgle as it bubbles up from depths unknown. This is the heart of the oasis, the source of all the life that surrounds you, the reason this grove exists, the foundation upon which generations of dreams have been built. Kneeling beside the spring, you cup your hands and drink. The water is impossibly pure, impossibly cool, tasting of minerals drawn from deep stone, of rain that fell centuries ago, of the earth's own generosity. This is water blessed by its journey through layers of rock, purified by time and pressure, offered freely to all who find their way to this sacred place. As you drink, your breathing naturally slows, deepens, synchronizes with the rhythm of the water's flow. Your heartbeat settles into the ancient pulse of the earth itself. This is meditation without effort, prayer without words, connection without thought, simply being present in this place where nature's generosity creates perfect abundance, where the harsh desert yields to the miracle of flowing water, where life finds a way to flourish against all odds. The hoopoe calls again, but softer now, almost like a lullaby. The sound blends with the water's song, with the whisper of palm fronds high above, with your own gentle breathing, creating a symphony of peace that seems to emanate from the very heart of creation. Your eyes grow heavy, not with tiredness, but with deep relaxation, with the peace that comes when body and soul find perfect rest. The grove embraces you. The spring sings to you. The ancient palms stand guard over your tranquility, blessing your presence, welcoming your rest, offering their gifts freely and without condition. In this moment, you understand why the early poets called this land blessed, why travelers crossed vast deserts to reach oases like this, why the founders of the UAE chose to build their nation on principles of generosity and welcome. You are experiencing the source, the wellspring, the fundamental abundance that makes all generosity possible. The water continues its eternal song. The palms continue their patient watch. The hoopoe continues its gentle call. And you rest beside the spring, breathing slowly, deeply, letting the peace of this sacred place settle into your bones, into your soul, into the very rhythm of your heartbeat. Time becomes irrelevant here. Minutes or hours could pass, and it would make no difference. This is the eternal now, the present moment stretched into infinity, where past and future dissolve into towards sleep that comes naturally, easily, blessed by the guardianship of trees that have watched over this sacred place since time began, offering their gifts to all who approach with open hearts, with grateful spirits, with souls ready to receive the infinite generosity of the natural world. Chapter 3. Sharing Arabic coffee with the gardener of the grove. As you rise from beside the sacred spring, the sound of grinding coffee beans grows clearer, more distinct, drawing you like a gentle current toward the heart of human warmth, toward the ancient ritual of Arabian hospitality. You follow the sound, your bare feet moving silently on the soft sand, past palms that seem to nod their approval, past clusters of dates that catch the morning light like amber jewels. That's it. The air grows richer with each step, cardamom and roasted coffee beans blending with the green scent of the grove, creating the signature fragrance of welcome. Around a bend in the path, where 3 ancient palms create a natural alcove, you discover the source of these beautiful sounds and scents, and the promise of peaceful human connection. An elderly man sits cross-legged on an exquisite Persian carpet, its deep burgundy and gold threads seeming to glow in the filtered sunlight. His white kandura flows around him like silk, pristine and elegant, moving gently with the morning breeze. On his head rests a traditional gutra, pure white cotton held in place by an igal of black and gold, worn with the quiet dignity that speaks of generations of desert wisdom. His face is weathered by decades of desert sun, lined with the patient marks of one who has learned the rhythms of Oasis life. But his eyes shine with the unmistakable warmth of genuine welcome, the brightness of someone who finds deep joy in offering hospitality to travelers. Before him, arranged with the precision of sacred ritual, sits a traditional majlis, cushions of silk and velvet, in shades of deep red and gold, embroidered with geometric patterns that tell stories older than memory, patterns that echo the designs found in the great mosques, in the traditional textiles of the Trucial states, in the henna art that celebrates every joyous occasion. The man looks up as you approach, and his face transforms with the most beautiful smile. A smile that seems to light up the entire grove. Ahlan wa sahlan, he says, his voice carrying the musical cadence of classical Arabic, rich with welcome, warm with genuine pleasure. Welcome. You are most welcome here. Come, sit, rest in the shade of our trees. He gestures toward the cushions with a movement that is pure grace, his hand flowing like water, like wind through palm fronds. This is the gesture that has welcomed guests to Arabian tents for 1,000 years. The same movement that greets visitors to the majlis of sheikhs, to the reception halls of palaces, to the humblest Bedouin camp beneath desert stars. You settle onto one of the cushions, feeling the silk cool against your skin, the perfect support that cradles your body like the earth itself. Around you, the grove seems to lean in closer, the palm fronds rustling their approval, creating a natural majlis where heaven and earth meet in perfect harmony. "I am Khalil," the man says, his voice soft as morning mist, as gentle as water flowing over stone. "Keeper of this grove, as my father was before me, and his father before him, welcome to our family's sanctuary, where every guest is a blessing from Allah." His hands move with practiced grace as he tends to the small fire burning in a traditional brazier, brass polished to mirror brightness, reflecting the dancing flames. Each movement is part of a ritual refined over centuries, perfected through countless repetitions, made sacred by the intention behind every gesture. The dulla, the traditional coffee pot, sits warming over the glowing coals, its elegant curves catching and reflecting the filtered sunlight. Its spout curves like a bird's neck. Its body swells like a pregnant blessing. Its lid crowned with a finial that reaches toward heaven. This is art and function united. Beauty serving hospitality. The form following the eternal purpose of welcome. Beside the dala, smaller pots steam gently, releasing fragrances that transform the air into something magical. The scent of cardamom, green and fresh and mysterious. The deeper aroma of coffee beans roasted to perfection. The subtle spice of cinnamon and cloves, all blending into the signature perfume of Emirati hospitality. The scent that has welcomed travelers for generations beyond counting. "The coffee is nearly ready," Khalil says, his voice carrying the patience of desert time, the unhurried rhythm of those who understand that the most precious things cannot be rushed. "But first, let me tell you about our trees, about the story they hold, about the patience required to create paradise in the desert." He gestures toward the palms that surround your peaceful gathering, each tree positioned with the wisdom of generations. Each one part of a greater design that serves both beauty and function. This grove has been in my family for 7 generations. We planted the first palms when there was nothing here but sand and the distant promise of water. You listen as he speaks, your body sinking deeper into the silk cushions, your breathing naturally slowing to match the rhythm of his words. Khalil's voice has the quality of flowing water, of wind through date palms. Grinding begins, wooden pestle against brass mortar, creating a gentle percussion that becomes part of the grove's symphony. Each stroke releases more of the coffee's deep fragrance, the beans breaking apart to reveal their hidden essence, their concentrated soul. But always, Khalil continues, his hands moving in the ancient rhythm, always he dreamed of green growing things, of shade in the desert, of dates sweet enough to welcome any guest, of a place where tired travelers could find rest, where the harsh world could be forgotten, where peace could take root and flourish. The grinding creates its own meditation, steady and hypnotic. Each stroke blends the coffee with cardamom pods that Khalil adds with the expertise of generations. Green cardamom that carries the scent of distant mountains, of monsoon rains, of spice routes that connected Arabia to the treasures of India and beyond. He planted the first palm there. Khalil nods toward the largest tree, the ancient giant that shelters your gathering with its vast canopy. With water carried from the coast in goatskin bags, one precious bucket at a time, walking through the desert heat for 3 years until the roots went deep enough to find the underground stream that feeds this oasis. You watch his hands as he works, brown and strong, marked by years of patient labor, scarred by thorns and rough bark, blessed by the earth that has shaped them. These are hands that know exactly when dates are ready for harvest, that can detect the first signs of disease in a palm frond, that have welcomed thousands of visitors with the perfect cup of coffee. The hands pause in their grinding, and Khalil reaches for a small cloth bag, worn soft by handling, filled with cardamom pods that he selects with the care of a jeweler choosing diamonds. Each pod is examined, tested between gentle fingers, chosen for its perfection, its readiness to contribute to the ritual of welcome. In those days, Khalil says, crushing the selected cardamom pods with the side of the pestle, releasing their intense fragrance into the morning air. There were only fishing villages along the coast, dhows in the harbour, purling boats preparing for the diving season, Bedouin caravans crossing the desert with their camels and their ancient knowledge of survival. He pauses to test the coffee's texture, rubbing a small amount between his fingers, feeling for the perfect fineness that will release maximum flavour without creating bitterness. This is knowledge passed down through generations, understanding that exists in the hands, in the senses, in the patient wisdom of those who have devoted their lives to perfecting the art of hospitality. But the measuring by eye and experience rather than any mechanical tool. They had vision. They could see what this land might become. They understood that oil was a gift from Allah, but a temporary gift. They knew that true wealth comes from education, from building something that lasts, from creating a nation that honors its past while embracing its future. He arranges small cups on a brass tray, each cup a work of art. Delicate porcelain, decorated with gold patterns that catch and reflect the dancing light. These are the cups used for special guests, for moments that deserve to be honored, for the sacred ritual of first coffee shared between strangers who are becoming friends. Sheikh Zayed, may Allah rest his soul in peace, Khalil says, his voice growing soft with reverence. He understood this. When the oil money began to flow, he could have built palaces for himself, could have lived like a king apart from his people. Instead, he built schools, hospitals, universities. He planted trees across the desert, created parks and gardens, turned Abu Dhabi from a small town into a city of dreams. The Dala begins to sing, a gentle bubbling that means the coffee is nearly ready. The sound joins the symphony of the grove, blending with the whisper of palm fronds, the distant call of birds, the soft percussion of dates falling to the sand. All of it creating the perfect soundtrack for conversation, for the slow unfolding of human connection. He said, Khalil continues, lifting the dala to test its weight, to listen to the sound of the liquid within. A nation that does not know its past has no future. This is why we preserve these groves, why we maintain the old ways alongside the new, why we welcome visitors with coffee and dates as our ancestors did. Because some things are too precious to lose. The first pour is critical. Khalil lifts the dalla high, allowing the coffee to fall in a thin stream into the first cup, creating the foam that marks perfectly prepared kahwa. The stream is steady, controlled, creating patterns in the air that speak to years of practice, to hands that know this ritual as perfectly as they know the contours of their own hearts. He tastes the first few drops, his expression thoughtful, considering, adjusting the flavour in his mind, determining if more cardamom is needed, if the balance is perfect. This is the art of the coffee master, the responsibility of one who serves, to ensure that every cup is worthy of the guest who will receive it. Satisfied, he pours the coffee into the delicate cups, filling each only halfway, the traditional amount that shows respect for the guest, that allows them to drink slowly, to savour, to engage in conversation without the pressure of consuming too much too quickly. This is hospitality refined by centuries of practice, elevated to the level of sacred art. Please, he says, offering you the first cup with both hands, a gesture of profound respect. This is how we honour our guests, with the first cup, the best cup, prepared with love and offered with gratitude for your presence in our grove. You accept the cup, feeling its delicate weight in your palms, the warmth that radiates through the porcelain, the promise of flavours that have welcomed travellers to Arabian homes for over 1,000 years. The cup itself is a work of art, decorated with patterns but echo the geometric designs of Islamic architecture. Gold leaf that catches the morning light like captured sunbeams. The coffee's aroma rises with the steam, complex and inviting. Layers of fragrance that speak to the skill of the roaster, the wisdom of the grinder. The perfect balance of spices that transform simple beans into liquid welcome. This is more than beverage. This is culture, tradition, the distilled essence of Arabian hospitality. You sip slowly, carefully, allowing the flavours to register fully on your palate. The coffee is unlike anything you have ever experienced. Rich without being bitter. Aromatic without being overwhelming. The cardamom adding a complexity that seems to awaken every taste bud, every sense, every appreciation for the care that went into its preparation. Good? Khalil asks, though he can already see the answer in your eyes, in the way your shoulders relax, in the small smile that appears without conscious thought. This coffee comes from beans grown in the mountains of Yemen, traded along the old incense routes, carried by caravans that connected our shores to the highlands where the best coffee has grown for centuries. He pours a cup for himself, settling back against his cushions with the contentment of one who has fulfilled his duty as host. Who has properly welcomed a guest, who can now enjoy the simple pleasure of shared coffee and gentle conversation. His movements are unhurried, peaceful, reflecting the deep satisfaction that comes from practicing the art of hospitality with skill and sincerity. The cardamom, he continues, taking a slow sip, savoring the flavors that he knows as intimately as an old friend, comes from the spice merchants of Kerala, brought by the dhows that still sail between our ports and the coast of India. The same routes that our ancestors used, the same relationships built on trust and mutual respect. The coffee warms you from within, not just physically, but in some deeper way, as if each sip is connecting you to the generations of people who have shared this ritual, who have found peace in the simple act of sitting together, of speaking quietly, of allowing silence to be as comfortable as conversation. Around you, the grove seems to approve of this peaceful gathering. The palm fronds rustle gently, creating patterns of light and shadow that dance across the Persian carpet, across Khalil's white robes, across your own hands as you hold the delicate cup. Everything speaks to harmony, to balance, to the perfect integration of human culture and natural beauty. My grandfather, Khalil says, refilling your cup with movements as graceful as prayer, lived to see the formation of the UAE. He watched the 7 Emirates come together under Sheikh Zayed's leadership. He saw the fishing villages become cities, the desert bloom with roads and buildings and the dreams of people from around the world. A hoopoe calls from somewhere in the canopy above, its voice clear and melodious. Khalil pauses to listen, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. That bird, he says softly, has nested in this grove for 4 springs now. She knows she is safe here, that the trees will protect her eggs, that the water will always flow, that this place honors all life. But my grandfather never forgot the lesson of the date palm. He continues, his voice carrying the wisdom of one who has thought deeply about life's essential truths. The palm tree teaches us that survival in the desert requires patience, deep roots that go down far enough to find water. Deep roots that go down far enough to find water. A strong trunk that bends with the wind but does not break. And generous branches that provide shade for others. Food for the hungry. Shelter for those who need rest. You sip your coffee slowly, letting each taste linger, feeling the perfect temperature, the ideal balance of flavors. This is not the hurried consumption of modern life, not caffeine taken for energy or alertness, but coffee as meditation, as connection, as a bridge between hearts that allows understanding to flow as naturally as water from a spring. The UAE today, Khalil says, gesturing with his cup toward the distances beyond the grove, where the modern world continues its busy pace, is like a great oasis, 7 Emirates like 7 springs, each contributing its gifts, each making the whole stronger. Sharing resources, sharing vision, sharing the commitment to be a place where people from around the world can find opportunity, can build dreams, can call home. The coffee pot steams gently on the coals, ready to refill cups as often as courtesy demands. In traditional Emirati culture, you understand, the host will continue serving until the guest indicates satisfaction by gently shaking the empty cup. It is a dance of politeness, of mutual respect, that can continue for hours if both parties are enjoying the conversation. Coffee was once currency, Khalil explains. watching a butterfly dance among the date clusters above. A guest who was served coffee was under the protection of his host. No matter what differences they might have had, no matter what conflicts existed in the outside world, the coffee created a temporary peace, a space where enemies could become friends, where understanding could replace suspicion. The morning light has shifted now, creating new patterns of gold and shadow. The grove breathes with the gentle rhythm of all growing things, and you find your own breathing naturally synchronizing with this ancient pulse. Your heartbeat slows, your muscles relax, as if the very air is teaching your body the art of complete rest, is teaching your body the art of complete rest. Today, Khalil continues, his voice becoming even softer, more reflective. We serve coffee to presidents and kings, to business leaders from every continent, to artists and poets and dreamers who come to the Emirates seeking opportunity. The ritual is unchanged. The meaning is the same. We are saying, you are welcome here. You are safe here. You belong here. A gentle breeze moves through the grove, carrying with it the scent of jasmine from hidden corners, the sweet fragrance of ripening dates, the clean mineral smell of the spring that feeds this oasis, all of it blending into the signature perfume of peace, of abundance, of a place where hospitality has been elevated to the level of sacred art. Would you like to know a secret? Khalil asks, his eyes twinkling with gentle mischief, the playfulness of one who has lived long enough to understand that wisdom often comes disguised as simplicity. You nod, leaning slightly forward, drawn into the intimacy of shared confidence. The best dates on any tree, he says, pointing toward the highest clusters, barely visible among the fronds, grow at the very top, where they receive the most sunlight, where they are closest to heaven, but they also face the greatest challenges, the strongest winds, the harshest storms. They must hold on tighter than any others, or they will fall before they are ready. He pauses, taking another sip of coffee, allowing the metaphor to settle in the peaceful air between you. The UAE learned this lesson well. Success comes not from avoiding challenges, but from growing stronger because of them, from holding on through difficulties, from understanding that the sweetest achievements require the greatest patience. The fire in the brazier burns lower now, the coals glowing with perfect heat. No longer flames, but sustained warmth, like the conversation that continues to unfold between you. Comfortable now, requiring no effort, flowing as naturally as the spring that feeds the grove. As eternal as the date palms that have witnessed centuries of such moments. My father taught me, Khalil says, his voice growing even more contemplative, that every cup of coffee should be prepared as if it were for the most honored guest, because you never know. The tired traveler you welcome today might carry news that changes your life. The quiet stranger might have wisdom that transforms your understanding. The person who seems ordinary might be extraordinary in ways you cannot imagine. Your cup is empty now, but you do not shake it in the traditional signal. Instead, you simply hold it, letting the warmth fade slowly from the porcelain, reluctant to end this perfect moment, this glimpse into the heart of Emirati culture. This experience of hospitality refined to its purest essence. Rest if you wish, Khalil says, softly, noticing your peaceful drowsiness, your deep relaxation, the way your eyelids have grown heavy with contentment rather than fatigue. This is what the grove offers, what the coffee prepares you for, the gift of perfect rest, of peace that goes deeper than sleep, of connection to something eternal and beautiful. The brazier glows with gentle warmth. The coffee pot steams quietly. The date palms whisper their ancient songs. And you feel your consciousness beginning to drift, not away from the moment, but deeper into it, into the peace that this place offers, into the embrace of a culture that understands the sacred art of making strangers feel at home. The trees will watch over you, Khalil whispers, his voice blending with the sounds of the grove, with the gentle movement of air through palm fronds, with the distant call of the hoopoe. They have watched over travelers for generations. They know how to create the perfect conditions for rest, for dreams, the kind of sleep that heals both body and soul. Your breathing deepens naturally, slows to match the rhythm of the oasis, the eternal pulse that connects all living things. The coffee's warmth spreads through your body. The cardamom's fragrance fills your senses. The perfect peace of the grove settles around you like a blessing. Sleep now, Khalil murmurs, his voice becoming part of the grove's symphony. Let the hospitality of our ancestors embrace you. Let the generosity of the desert welcome you. Let the ancient wisdom of the date palms guard your rest. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are home. The Persian carpet cradles you like the earth itself. The silk cushions support your completely relaxed body. The morning air moves across your skin like the gentlest blessing. And you drift, peacefully, naturally, into the embrace of sleep that comes not from exhaustion, but from perfect contentment, perfect safety. Perfect welcome in this sacred grove where hospitality has been elevated to the highest art. The coffee ceremony continues in your dreams. The date palms keep their ancient watch. The spring sings its eternal song. And you rest in the perfect peace of a place where every guest is treasure, where every moment of hospitality is a prayer, where the simple act of sharing coffee becomes a bridge between souls, a connection that transcends culture, language, time itself. The desert quiet settles around you. The fragrance of cardamom and coffee blends with the sweet scent of dates and jasmine. Your breath slows to the rhythm of wind through palm fronds, and your thoughts drift toward deeper peace, toward the embrace of Arabian hospitality, toward sleep blessed by the guardianship of ancient trees, toward dreams filled with the warmth of welcome, the generosity of strangers who become friends, the timeless gift of perfect rest in a place where peace has taken root and flourished for generations beyond counting. Chapter 4. Resting beneath the palm trees, you find yourself drawn to a particularly inviting spot beneath the tallest palm in the grove. The tree's trunk is wide and weathered, its bark telling stories of decades spent watching over this peaceful oasis. You settle against its sturdy base, feeling the cool, rough texture against your back. The shade here is deeper, more complete. Dappled sunlight filters through the dense canopy above, or the soft turning of pages in an old book. Each rustle carries with it the wisdom of the desert, the patience of the palm, the quiet strength that has sustained life in this land for thousands of years. You close your eyes and listen more deeply. In the distance, you can hear the faint hum of life continuing its gentle rhythm. Perhaps it's the sound of water moving through irrigation channels, the same channels that have nourished these palms for generations. Or maybe it's the soft conversation of other grove tenders, their voices carrying on the warm breeze. The scent of dates hangs sweetly in the air around you. You breathe it in slowly, deeply. This fragrance speaks of harvest time, of families gathering beneath these very trees to collect the precious fruit that has sustained desert communities for millennia. You can almost taste the sweetness on your tongue, honeyed and rich, like liquid sunshine. As you rest here, your mind begins to wander to the incredible journey of this land. How these same palm groves once provided shade and sustenance to Bedouin travelers crossing the vast desert. Their caravans would stop here, just as you have, seeking rest and renewal beneath these generous branches. The dates from these trees were more precious than gold to those early travelers. They carried the fruit in leather pouches across endless dunes, sharing them around campfires under star-filled skies. Each date contained not just nourishment for the body, but the concentrated essence of this place, the patient work of sun and sand and time. You imagine the skilled hands that tended these trees through the generations, climbing the tall trunks with practiced ease, knowing exactly when each cluster of dates would be ready for harvest. Their knowledge passed down from father to son, mother to daughter. An unbroken chain of care and wisdom. The palm tree against your back seems to pulse gently with life. You can feel its deep roots extending far below, searching for the underground streams that flow beneath the desert. These roots are like the foundations of Emirati culture itself, reaching deep into tradition, drawing strength from ancient wells of knowledge and custom. A gentle breeze stirs the fronds above, and you hear in their rustling the echoes of old stories, tales of pearl divers who would rest beneath palms like these before venturing into the azure waters of the Gulf. Their boats, called dhows, would set sail from shores lined with date palms, the trees standing like silent guardians, watching over their safe return. The divers would carry dates with them on their dangerous journeys to the pearl beds, the sweet fruit providing energy for their demanding work beneath the waves. And when they returned, successful and tired, they would again seek the shade of the palms, sharing their harvest of pearls just as the trees shared their harvest of dates. You shift slightly against the tree trunk, finding an even more comfortable position. The sand beneath you has been warmed by the filtered sunlight, creating a natural cushion that seems to mold itself to your body. You feel perfectly supported, perfectly at peace. Your breathing has become so slow and steady now, in sync with the gentle swaying of the palm fronds, in and out, like the rhythm of waves on a distant shore. Each breath carries away another layer of worry, another trace of hurry, leaving you more present, more calm. The dappled light playing across your closed eyelids creates soft patterns of warmth and coolness, like a gentle massage for your tired eyes. You don't need to look. You can simply feel the light dancing across your face. Warm and golden when it touches you directly, cool and soothing when a frond passes between you and the sun. In this tranquil moment, you sense the continuity of this place. How countless others have rested beneath this very tree. Travelers and traders, farmers and fishermen, families seeking shade during the heat of the day, lovers whispering sweet words in the cool of evening, children playing games in the soft sand. Each person who has rested here has left something behind, not visible to the eye, but felt in the heart. A sense of peace, of belonging, of being part of something larger and more enduring than any single life. The palm tree has been witness to all of it, growing stronger and more beautiful with each passing year. You think of how this simple grove represents something profound about the UAE, the way ancient wisdom and modern innovation exist side by side, just as these traditional date palms might now be irrigated by cutting-edge water conservation technology. The respect for the past flowing seamlessly into hope for the future. The temperature in your shaded spot is perfect. Not too warm, not too cool. Just right for deep relaxation. You feel your muscles releasing tension you didn't even know you were carrying. Your jaw unclenches. Your hands open softly. Your feet relax completely in the warm sand. Above you, you notice how the palm fronds filter the light so expertly, creating natural air conditioning through their movement. This is the original green architecture, the way desert peoples learned to work with nature rather than against it, finding comfort and coolness through wisdom rather than force. The sound of the wind in the palms grows more distinct now. You can hear individual fronds brushing against each other, a soft percussion that's both rhythmic and random, like gentle rain beginning to fall, or the whisper of silk scarves in a light breeze. The sound wraps around you like a lullaby. Your mind drifts to the incredible transformation this land has witnessed. How the children who once played beneath these palms grew up to become the architects of modern cities, taking the values learned in these groves, the patience of the date harvest, the sharing of shade and sweetness, and applying them to creating communities of welcome and abundance. The Burj Khalifa itself, that soaring spear of steel and glass, was built with the same patient care that tends these palms. Each floor added with precision and dedication, reaching toward the sky just as these trees reach toward the sun. Both achievements of human persistence and natural grace working together. You can almost see the connection, the way the curved glass of modern Emirati architecture echoes the graceful arch of palm fronds, the way the flowing lines of contemporary buildings mirror the organic shapes found in this ancient grove, the past and present speaking the same language of beauty and function. A slight shift in the breeze brings new scents to your resting place. The green smell of growing things, the mineral scent of sand and stone, and something floral and distant, perhaps the jasmine that grows in the gardens of nearby homes. These fragrances blend together like ingredients in an ancient recipe for peace. Your body has found its perfect position now. Every muscle completely relaxed. Your spine naturally aligned against the tree trunk. Your legs stretched out comfortably in the sand. You feel as though you could rest here forever, part of the grove, part of the ancient rhythm of growth and rest that has pulsed through this land for millennia. The quality of light is beginning to change subtly, the sun moving imperceptibly across the sky. The shadows shifting by degrees. But the change is so gradual, so gentle, that it only adds to your sense of timelessness, of being outside the rushing world, existing in the patient time of growing things. You think of the Arabic concept of sabr, patience, endurance, the ability to wait with grace. These palm trees embody sabr perfectly, taking decades to mature, producing their sweetest fruit only after years of patient growth, teaching through their very existence the value of slow, steady progress. The sound doesn't disturb your peace, instead it deepens it, reminding you that this moment of rest is itself a form of prayer, a communion with the divine through stillness and gratitude. The sand beneath you holds the warmth of the day, creating a natural heating pad for your tired body. But it's not too warm, just perfectly comfortable, like being held in gentle hands. You sink deeper into this embrace, feeling supported and safe. Your thoughts begin to slow and space out. You notice how perfectly quiet it has become. Not the silence of absence, but the rich silence of presence. The pause between musical notes that makes the melody possible. In this silence, you can hear the subtle sounds of life continuing. The whisper of wind, the distant hum of insects, the soft settling of sand. The dappled light continues its gentle dance across your skin, warm spots moving slowly as the fronds sway, like gentle fingers trailing across your arms and face. Each touch of warmth followed by a blessing of coolness, a natural rhythm that helps your body relax even more deeply. Your mind wanders to the incredible hospitality that defines Emirati culture, how welcoming strangers and sharing shade and sweetness is woven into the very fabric of this society. Just as this palm tree offers its sweet gifts offered to anyone who takes the time to appreciate them. Just as the pearls once harvested from these waters were shared with the world, bringing beauty and wonder to distant lands, while keeping the most precious treasure, the spirit of giving itself, right here at home. You feel so perfectly comfortable now, so completely at ease, that it's hard to remember ever feeling restless or worried. This spot beneath the palm has become your whole world. A world where time moves at the pace of growing things, where the only urgency is the gentle urgency of rest. The warmth from the sand is seeping into your bones now, melting away the last traces of tension. Your body feels like it's made of the same soft sand, malleable and peaceful, flowing naturally into the most comfortable position, held and supported by the earth itself. Above you, palm fronds create a living ceiling, organic architecture that has sheltered desert travelers for thousands. More beautiful than any human-made roof, more perfectly designed than any modern building. You are resting in nature's own masterpiece, a temple built by time and patience and the endless generosity of the earth. Your breathing has become so natural and easy, like the breathing of the earth itself. Slow inhalations of warm, sweet air. Slow exhalations that release everything you no longer need. Each breath cleaner and more peaceful than the last. The sounds around you have woven themselves into a symphony of tranquility. The whisper of palm fronds providing the strings, the distant hum of life, the woodwinds, your own gentle breathing, the rhythm section. All of it conducted by the wind, directed by the infinite patience of the desert. You sense the presence of all the others who have rested in this exact spot, not as ghosts or memories, but as part of the continuing story of peace. Each person who found rest here adding to the tranquility, making it easier for the next traveler to find the same deep calm. The palm tree seems to pulse gently with this accumulated peace. Its trunk a library of restful moments. Its roots drawing up not just water and nutrients, but the essence of serenity itself. And now, you are part of this story. Your own moment of perfect rest, becoming part of the tree's offering to future travelers. Your body has settled so completely now that you barely feel its boundaries. You are the warmth of the sand, the whisper of the fronds, the dance of light and shadow, the sweet scent of dates, the soft touch of the desert breeze. All of it flowing together in one seamless experience of peace. The late afternoon light has taken on a golden quality, filtering through the palm fronds with honeyed richness. Each ray of sunlight seems to carry with it the blessing of the day, the satisfaction of time well spent, the promise of rest well earned. In this golden light, you can see the true artistry of the palm grove, how each tree is positioned perfectly in relation to the others, creating a natural community where each individual contributes to the well-being of the whole. Just like the communities built by the people of this land, where tradition and progress support each other like roots and branches. Your mind has become as still as a deep well, thoughts occasionally surfacing like bubbles, but mostly just clear, peaceful emptiness, the kind of emptiness that is actually fullness, complete presence in this perfect moment beneath the palms. The scent of the dates seems stronger now, or perhaps you are simply more open to receiving it. The sweetness fills your nostrils with each slow breath, like breathing in concentrated sunshine, concentrated time, concentrated care. All the patient tending and waiting that brings forth this natural candy. You think drowsily of the children of the UAE, how they grow up knowing both the taste of fresh dates from trees like these, and the excitement of the most modern cities in the world. How they learn to value both the wisdom of their grandparents and the innovations of today. Rooted like palms, but reaching like skyscrapers toward the future. The tree trunk against your back has become perfectly comfortable. Its natural contours fitting your spine as though it were designed specifically for your rest. The bark no longer feels rough, but supportive, textured just enough to provide the perfect backrest for your deep relaxation. Your hands rest softly in the warm sand beside you, fingers slightly curled, completely relaxed. The sand has molded itself around them like the most comfortable gloves, each grain supporting and cushioning. You could rest your hands here forever, and they would never grow tired. The filtering of light through the palm fronds creates an ever-changing mandala above you. Patterns of brightness and shadow shifting and flowing, hypnotic in their gentle movement. Each configuration beautiful and temporary, like moments of perfect peace that come and go but leave their blessing behind. In the distance, the sound of water, perhaps an irrigation channel carrying life to other parts of the grove. The sound is barely audible, but deeply soothing, like the whisper of abundance, the promise that all growing things will be tended and nourished, including you in this moment of rest. Your body temperature has found its perfect balance, the warmth from below and the cooling shade from above, creating ideal conditions for the deepest relaxation. You feel as comfortable as you have ever felt, as peaceful as you have ever been, held in the embrace of ancient wisdom and natural grace. The palm tree's presence behind you feels protective and nurturing, like the embrace of a grandmother who has seen everything and learned that the most important thing is simply to be present, to offer shelter and sweetness, to share the abundance that comes from patient growth and generous giving. Your thoughts have become like seeds carried on the desert wind, light and free, touching down briefly before being carried away. You don't need to hold on to any of them. You can simply let them drift, trusting that the important ones will find their own place to grow when the time is right. The quality of silence has deepened around you, not empty but full, not absent but present. The rich silence that comes when all the competing voices finally stop and you can hear the deeper rhythm, the pulse of life itself, steady and reassuring as a mother's heartbeat. Above you, the dates hang like natural jewelry, amber treasures catching and reflecting the golden light, each one perfect in its own way, shaped by time and sun and the patient wisdom of the tree. Just as each moment of peace in your life is shaped by all the moments that came before, unique and precious and perfectly timed. The sand beneath you has recorded the warmth of the entire day, holding it now like a gentle battery, releasing it slowly to comfort your resting body. This is the desert's gift, to take the fierce heat of noon and transform it into the gentle warmth of rest. Your connection to this place has grown so deep that you feel you could remain here always, part of the grove's community, contributing your own peace to the collective tranquility. Your own gratitude adding to the sweetness that nourishes all who come seeking rest. The breeze stirs the fronds above with perfect timing, always arriving just when you need it most, carrying away any last traces of restlessness, bringing fresh, clean air, scented with the essence of growing things. The wind itself seems to know exactly how to increase your comfort and deepen your peace. In this moment, you understand something profound about the wisdom of this land, how it has always known that true wealth comes not from rushing, but from patience, not from taking, but from giving, not from conquering, but from harmonizing. The palm trees have been teaching this lesson for millennia to anyone willing to rest and listen. Your body has become so relaxed that you can barely feel where you end and the grove begins. You are part of the sand, part of the shade, part of the sweet-scented air, part of the ancient rhythm of growth and rest that has sustained life in this desert since time began. The golden light continues to shift and play, creating a living artwork above you. Each moment bringing new patterns, new combinations of light and shadow, all of them beautiful, all of them temporary, all of them perfect for this exact moment, teaching you through their very existence the art of letting go. Your breathing has synchronized completely with the movement of the palm fronds. Each inhalation drawing in peace, each exhalation releasing anything that no longer serves you. You are breathing with the desert now, sharing the same rhythm that has sustained this oasis for countless generations. The warmth in your body feels like liquid gold flowing through your veins. Not the heat of fever or urgency, but the gentle warmth of deep contentment, of being exactly where you belong, of having everything you need right here in this moment, beneath the protective canopy of the palms. You can sense the vast network of roots beneath you, not just of this one, all connected, all sharing resources and information, supporting each other through seasons of plenty and seasons of scarcity. This underground community mirrors the visible community of the UAE, where diverse peoples share resources and wisdom for the benefit of all. The scent of dates has become so familiar now that it feels like the natural fragrance of peace itself. You will carry this scent with you always. This reminder that sweetness comes to those who practice patience, that the most precious things in life cannot be rushed, but must be allowed to ripen in their own time. Above you, individual palm fronds catch the light like green flags waving gently in celebration, celebrating another day of successful growth, another day of providing shade and sweetness, another day of being exactly what they were created to be. And in their quiet celebration, you find your own reason to celebrate this perfect moment of rest. Your mind has entered that sweet space between waking and sleeping, where thoughts become dreams, where the boundaries between self and world dissolve, where peace is not something you achieve, but something you remember you have always been. You rest in this liminal space like a boat floating on calm water. The sound of your heartbeat has slowed to match the ancient rhythm of the desert, the patient pulse that has sustained life here through drought and plenty. through the passage of centuries and the rise and fall of civilizations. Your heart beats now with the heart of the Oasis, steady and strong and infinitely peaceful. The tree trunk against your back pulses gently with life, its sap rising and falling in tides older than memory, carrying nutrients from the deep earth to the highest fronds. You are connected to this circulation now, part of the flow of life that connects earth and sky, root and fruit, past and future. In the distance, the call to evening prayer begins, the melodic Arabic words floating across the grove like a blessing. Allahu Akbar, God is great. The sound doesn't disturb your peace, but deepens it, reminding you that this moment of rest is itself a form of worship, a recognition of the sacred in the simple act of being present. The golden light has deepened now, taking on the rich colour of honey or amber or the precious dates hanging above you. Everything bathed in this warm glow seems transformed, made more beautiful, more peaceful. You are resting in a world made of light and sweetness. Your body has found such perfect stillness that you might be mistaken for part of the landscape. Another gentle curve in the sand, another shadow beneath the palms. You have become so peaceful that you blend seamlessly with the tranquility around you, contributing to it and drawing from it in equal measure. The palm fronds whisper secrets in a language older than words. Stories of desert nights and blazing days, of travelers found and sheltered, of children born and raised in the shade of these protective branches. And you understand that you are now part of these stories, your moment of peace adding to the grove's collection of perfect rest. Your thoughts have become like wisps of incense, fragrant and ephemeral, drifting upward toward the canopy of palms. Each thought softer and less substantial than the last, until thinking itself becomes as gentle as breathing, as natural as the whisper of wind through leaves. The temperature of your body has perfectly matched the temperature of the air around you. No distinction between inner and outer warmth. You are part of the desert's climate now, heated by the same sun that nurtures the dates, cooled by the same breeze that rustles the fronds. Perfectly integrated into the natural rhythm of this place. Above you, the intricate pattern of palm fronds creates a natural mandala, a sacred geometry written in leaves and light. Each frond positioned with mathematical precision, yet flowing with organic grace. The perfect balance of order and freedom that characterizes all of nature's art and all of the UAE's most beautiful achievements. Your connection to this moment has grown so deep that time seems to have stopped. Or perhaps you have simply stepped outside of time into the eternal now that exists beneath all the rushing and hurrying of daily life. This is the time of palm trees, measured not in minutes, but in seasons, not in urgency, but in patience. The sand beneath you holds the memory of countless peaceful moments, each grain touched by moonlight and sunlight, by the bare feet of children playing and the sandaled feet of elders seeking shade. All of this history supports you now. This accumulated legacy. Your breathing has become so gentle, that it barely disturbs the air around you. Yet each breath draws in more peace, more presence, more of the essential sweetness that flows through this grove like invisible honey, nourishing all who take the time to rest and receive its gifts. The dappled light playing across your closed eyelids creates patterns that remind you of traditional Islamic art. Geometric designs that speak of infinite complexity arising from simple principles, infinite beauty emerging from patient repetition. You are resting inside a living work of art created by sun and shadow and the gentle movement of growing things. In this deep stillness, you can feel your own roots growing. Not physical roots, but roots of belonging, of peace, of connection to something larger and more enduring than your individual concerns. These roots will remain with you always, anchoring you in moments of turbulence, drawing up calm from the deep wells of wisdom. The scent of the grove has become the scent of home. Not the home of your birth, perhaps, but the deeper home of the soul. The place where you are completely accepted, completely at peace, completely yourself. This fragrance will stay with you as a reminder that such places exist, that such peace is always available. Your body has settled into the sand so completely that you can imagine roots of your own extending down into the earth, drawing up coolness and minerals, and the patient strength that comes from being deeply grounded. You are learning the wisdom of the palm, how to be both rooted and reaching, stable and flexible. The sound of the wind in the palms has become a lullaby, not one you remember from childhood, but one that feels older than memory. The original song that rocked the first humans to sleep under star-filled desert skies. You are being sung to sleep by the voice of the earth itself. Above you, dates hang like promises of sweetness to come, each one perfect and patient, waiting for exactly the right moment to ripen and fall, teaching you through their very existence that the best things in life come to those who wait, who trust in the natural timing of growth and harvest. Your heartbeat has synchronized with some deeper rhythm, the pulse of the oasis, the breathing of the desert, the ancient clockwork that has kept perfect time since the beginning of the world. You rest in this rhythm like a child in a mother's arms, completely safe, completely loved. The golden light has taken on an almost liquid quality, flowing through the palm fronds like honey, pooling in the spaces between shadows, bathing everything in warmth and peace. You are floating in this golden medium, supported and nourished by pure light, pure love, pure presence. Your mind has become as spacious as the desert sky. Thoughts arising, leaving no trace, casting no shadow. In this vast inner space, there is room for everything and attachment to nothing. Perfect peace in perfect emptiness. Perfect fullness in perfect simplicity. The tree against your back pulses with the slow heartbeat of growing things, patient and steady and utterly reliable. This pulse seems to emanate from the very center of the earth, the molten core that provides all life with its foundation. You are resting against the heartbeat of the world itself. In the distance, the sounds of evening beginning, the call of birds returning to their roosts, the whisper of irrigation water flowing to thirsty roots, the soft footsteps of other grove tenders beginning their evening rounds. All of it distant and dreamlike, part of the symphony of peace that surrounds and holds you. Your breath has become so slow and deep that each inhalation seems to draw in the essence of the entire grove. The sweetness of dates, the coolness of shade, the wisdom of centuries, the promise of rest. Each exhalation releases you more completely into this perfect moment of peace. The sand beneath you has formed itself perfectly to your body, creating a custom bed more comfortable than any human-made furniture. You are being held by millions of tiny grains, each one polished smooth by wind and time, each one contributing to your perfect comfort and complete relaxation. Above you, the palm fronds move in slow motion, like underwater plants swaying in a gentle current, hypnotic in their graceful dance. Each movement perfectly timed, perfectly beautiful, perfectly peaceful. You could watch this dance forever and never grow tired of its subtle variations. Your connection to this place has grown so complete that you feel you understand the language of the palms, their whispered conversations about weather and seasons, their shared knowledge of where water flows deepest, their collective memory of all the peaceful moments they have witnessed and sheltered. The warmth rising from the sand has reached perfect equilibrium with your body temperature. No longer noticeably warm, but simply perfect, like being held in water heated to exactly the right degree, supporting you without effort, comforting you without overwhelming. The ideal environment for the deepest rest. Your thoughts have become like seeds scattered on fertile ground, each one containing potential for rest, for the healing that comes only in moments of perfect stillness. In this deep quiet, you can hear your own life force, not as noise, but as music. The subtle symphony of circulation and respiration and neural activity, all harmonized into one peaceful song. The sound of a body completely at rest, a mind completely at peace, a spirit completely at home. The scent of dates has become so much a part of your breathing that it feels like you are inhaling sweetness itself, drawing into your lungs not just air, but the concentrated essence of patience and growth and natural abundance. Each breath making you sweeter, more peaceful, more connected to the generous spirit of this place. Your body has achieved such perfect relaxation that you can barely distinguish between waking and sleeping, between resting and dreaming. You exist in that blessed space where consciousness becomes as soft and flowing as water, where awareness itself becomes a form of rest rather than effort. The palm tree behind you seems to extend its protection around you like invisible arms, creating a circle of safety and peace that nothing can disturb. Within this circle, you are completely safe, completely held, completely free to rest as deeply as you need, for as long as you need. Above you, the dates catch the light like amber jewels, each one a small sun, storing up sweetness and energy, reminding you that you too are storing up something precious in this moment. Not sweetness. The sand beneath you has captured and holds the warmth of countless peaceful moments, each grain touched by the feet of travelers seeking rest, blessed by the shade of the palms, kissed by rain when it comes. You rest now on this accumulated peace, this sediment of serenity, deposited over thousands of years. Your mind has become like the surface of a still pond, occasionally rippling with a passing thought, but mostly reflecting perfectly the sky of awareness above, clear and calm and naturally peaceful, requiring no effort to maintain, simply resting in its own essential nature. The sound of your heartbeat has slowed to match the patient rhythm of the date palm's growth, steady and strong but unhurried, confident in the process, trusting in the natural timing that brings all things to fruition in their proper season. Your heart beats now with the heart of the Oasis, ancient and wise and infinitely peaceful. In the distance, the gentle sounds of evening settling over the grove, the whisper of cooling air, the soft settling of sand as the day's heat dissipates, the almost inaudible sound of plants drawing up moisture from deep aquifers. All of it distant and dreamlike, part of the lullaby that is singing you toward perfect rest. Your connection to this moment has grown so complete that you feel you could remain here always, not as an escape from life, but as a return to life's essential nature, to the peace that underlies all activity, to the stillness that makes all movement possible, to the rest that gives meaning to all work. The golden light has deepened to the color of honey, of amber, of the dates that hang above you like promises of sweetness. Everything bathed in this light seems transformed, made sacred, blessed with the peace that comes only when day begins its gentle transition toward night, toward rest, toward dreams. Your body has found such perfect stillness that it might be carved from the same stone that forms the oasis, or grown from the same earth that nourishes the palms. You have become part of the landscape of peace, another gentle curve in the geography of rest, another shadow in the atlas of tranquility. Above you, the palm fronds whisper the final prayers of the day. Gratitude for sunlight received, for water drawn up from deep wells, for another day of successful growth, for the privilege of providing shade and sweetness to all who seek it. And you add your own silent prayer of gratitude for this perfect moment of rest. The scent of the grove has become so familiar that it feels like the natural fragrance of your own breath. You carry within you now the essence of this place, the sweetness of dates, the coolness of shade, the patience of growing things, the generous spirit that offers its gifts freely to all who take the time to receive them. Your thoughts have dissolved completely into the golden light, no longer separate from the peace that surrounds you, but part of it, contributing to it, indistinguishable from it. You rest in the space where thinking ends and being begins, where effort ceases and grace takes over. The tree trunk against your back pulses with the slow circulation of life. drawing up coolness from the deep earth, sending sweetness to the furthest fronds. You are connected to this circulation now, part of the flow that connects all living things, roots and branches, earth and sky, self and world. In this perfect stillness, you can feel the rotation of the earth beneath you, not as movement, but as the gentlest possible rocking. The planet itself singing you to sleep, carrying you through space at precisely the right speed, toward precisely the right dreams, with precisely the right peace. The golden light begins its gradual transition toward evening, each moment bringing subtly different hues. Deeper warmth, richer honey, softer amber. You are witnessing the day's gentle surrender to night, the natural rhythm that has lulled countless generations to peaceful sleep beneath these very palms. Your breath has become so gentle that it barely disturbs the air, yet each inhalation draws in more of the grove's essential peace. Each exhalation releases you more completely with the promise that good things come to those who wait, who trust in the natural timing of growth and harvest, who understand that the sweetest fruits ripen slowly. Your mind has become as vast and peaceful as the desert sky, thoughts appearing and disappearing like clouds, casting no shadow, leaving no trace. In this spaciousness, there is room for everything and attachment to nothing. Perfect peace in perfect openness, perfect rest in perfect awareness. The warmth rising from the sand has synchronized perfectly with your body's own temperature, creating a seamless field of comfort that extends from the earth through your body and into the air around you. You exist in a bubble of perfect warmth, the almost inaudible sound of roots drawing up moisture for the night ahead. All of it part of the lullaby that is singing you toward the deepest rest. Your connection to this ancient place has grown so profound that you feel you understand its deepest secrets, how it has survived drought and storm, how it has provided sanctuary for countless generations, how it continues to offer its gifts of shade and sweetness to all who approach with respect and gratitude. The golden light filtering through the palms has taken on the quality of liquid peace, flowing around you, through you, carrying away every trace of tension, every whisper of worry, leaving you floating in an ocean of pure tranquility, pure presence, pure rest. Your breathing has become so slow and deep that each breath seems to last forever, drawing in the accumulated peace of centuries, the wisdom of the desert, the patience of growing things, the sweet contentment that comes from being exactly where you belong, exactly when you belong there. The tree trunk against your back has become more than support. It has become a conduit connecting you to the deep wisdom of the earth, to the underground rivers that have sustained this oasis since time began, to the vast network of roots that connects all growing things in invisible community. Above you, the palm fronds move in perfect synchronization with your breathing, rising and falling in the gentlest possible dance, hypnotic in their grace, mesmerizing in their natural rhythm. each movement a prayer of gratitude, a celebration of another moment of perfect peace. Your body has achieved such complete relaxation that you can no longer feel its boundaries. You are the warmth of the sand, the whisper of the wind, the dance of light and shadow, the sweet scent of ripening dates, all of it flowing together in one seamless experience of perfect rest. The scent of the grove has become so much a part of your being that you cannot imagine existing without it. This fragrance of dates and desert air, of ancient wisdom and patient growth, will remain with you always as a reminder that such peace is possible, that such rest is your birthright. In the golden light, you can see the incredible artistry of creation, how each palm frond is positioned with mathematical precision, yet flows with organic grace, how the entire grove forms a living mandala, a sacred geometry that speaks of infinite intelligence expressing itself through infinite patience. Your thoughts have become like grains of sand, countless and flowing, shifting and settling into patterns of perfect peace. You need not organize them or direct them. You can simply let them flow naturally into whatever configurations bring the deepest rest, the most complete tranquility, releasing tension stored in places you had forgotten existed. You are being healed from the ground up, transformed by the accumulated peace of this sacred space. Above you, the dates hang like promises of sweetness fulfilled, reminders that patience always bears fruit, that trust in natural timing always leads to abundance, that those who rest deeply also harvest richly. You rest now in the certainty that your own patience will be rewarded. Your heartbeat has synchronized with the ancient pulse of the Oasis, the rhythm that has sustained life in this desert since the first palm took root, since the first spring bubbled up from deep aquifers. You beat now with the heart of the earth itself, steady and strong and infinitely peaceful. The sound of wind through the palms has become your native language, speaking directly to something deeper than mind, deeper than memory, touching the part of you that remembers when all the world was garden, when peace was as natural as breathing, when rest was a celebration rather than an escape. Your connection to this moment has grown so complete that past and future have dissolved into the eternal now. There is only this breath, this heartbeat, this perfect pressure of sand against your body, this flawless filter of light through living leaves, this absolute presence in absolute peace. The tree behind you pulses with the slow circulation of centuries, carrying up from the deep earth not just water and minerals, but the accumulated wisdom of all who have rested in its shade. All their peace flows into you now. All their gratitude supports your rest. All their love surrounds your dreams. In the distance, the gentle sounds of night beginning, the whisper of cooling air, the soft settling of sand as day's heat dissipates, the almost inaudible breathing of the desert as it prepares for sleep. You are part of this vast respiratory system, breathing with the rhythm that has sustained life here for millennia. Your body has found such perfect stillness that it seems carved from peace itself. every muscle completely relaxed, every nerve completely calm, every cell vibrating at the frequency of perfect rest. You have become a living meditation, a human embodiment of tranquility. The golden light has deepened to the color of honey, of liquid amber, of concentrated sunshine stored in the dates above you. Everything bathed in this light seems blessed, transformed, made sacred by the simple act of receiving it with complete presence, complete gratitude. Your breath has become so gentle that it barely disturbs the air around you. Yet each inhalation draws in more of the grove's essential sweetness. Each exhalation releases you more completely into this. You breathe now with the patience of the palm, slow and steady and infinitely trusting. Above you, the intricate pattern of fronds creates a natural cathedral. Organic architecture more beautiful than any human design, more perfectly proportioned than any earthly temple. You rest in nature's own sanctuary, blessed by shadows that have been falling in these exact patterns for decades, for centuries. The sand beneath you has captured the warmth of the entire day, holding it now like a gentle embrace, releasing it slowly to comfort your resting body. This is the desert's gift transformed, fierce noon heat transmuted into evening's gentle blessing, power transformed into peace through patience. Your mind has become as clear as desert air, as spacious as the vast sky above the palms. Thoughts arise and pass like distant clouds, noticed but not grasped, acknowledged but not pursued, leaving the sky of awareness pristine and peaceful, naturally radiant with its own light. In this deep stillness, you can feel the life force flowing through you, not as energy or excitement, but as the deepest possible calm, the peace that underlies all activity, the rest that makes all movement possible, the silence that gives birth to all sound, the emptiness that contains all fullness. The scent of dates has become so familiar that it feels like the natural fragrance of contentment itself. You breathe in sweetness. You exhale gratitude. Each breath a prayer of thanksgiving for this perfect moment, this perfect rest, this perfect peace that asks nothing and gives everything. Your connection to the tree behind you has grown so intimate that you can feel its annual rings, each one a year of patient growth, a season of weathering storms and celebrating rain, decades of providing shade and shelter. You rest now against the accumulated strength of years, the wisdom of slow growth. The golden light filtering through the palms has taken on an almost liquid quality, flowing around you like warm honey, carrying away every trace of hurry, every whisper of worry, every shadow of doubt, leaving you floating in an ocean of pure presence, pure peace, pure love. Above you, the palm fronds whisper ancient secrets, stories of traders who rested beneath these branches centuries ago, of families who gathered here for celebrations, of children who played in this very sand, of lovers who carved their names in bark now smooth with age. You are part of this continuing story of peace. Your breathing has synchronized completely with the movement of the fronds above, each inhalation lifting with their rise, each exhalation settling with their fall. You breathe now with the lungs of the oasis, drawing in the same air that has sustained life here since time immemorial. The warmth rising from the sand has created a perfect microclimate around your resting body. Not too warm, not too cool, just exactly right for the deepest possible relaxation. You exist in a bubble of ideal conditions, crafted by the accumulated wisdom of desert and palm working together. Your thoughts have become like ripples on the surface of a still pond, arising naturally, spreading gently, then disappearing back into the stillness from which they came, leaving no trace, creating no disturbance, simply natural movements in the vast calm of consciousness. In the distance, the call to evening prayer floats across the grove. Melodic Arabic syllables blessing the transition from day to night. La ilaha illa Allah. There is no God but God. The sound doesn't disturb your peace but completes it, reminding you that this moment of rest is itself a form of worship. The dates hanging above you catch the light like small amber lanterns, each one glowing with stored patience, with sweet surrender to natural timing, with the accumulated blessing of sun and rain and the patient tending of human hands. They hang like... Your body has settled so completely into the sand that you feel you could remain here forever. Not as escape from life, but as return to life's essential nature, to the peace that is your deepest identity, to the rest that is your natural state, to the love that is your true home. The tree trunk behind you vibrates with the slow pulse of deep life, drawing up coolness from aquifers that have flowed beneath this desert for thousands of years. You are connected now to these ancient waters, to the hidden rivers that make all surface life possible, to the secret circulation that sustains the world. Above you, the geometric patterns created by overlapping fronds speak of infinite intelligence expressing itself through infinite patience. Each leaf positioned with mathematical precision, yet growing with organic freedom. Order and spontaneity dancing together in perfect harmony. Structure and grace unified in living art. Your breath has become so natural and effortless that it seems the grove itself is breathing through you. The same breath that rustles the fronds now flowing in and out of your lungs, making you part of the oasis's respiratory system, part of its living rhythm, part of its gift of life to the world. The golden light has begun its gentle transition toward the deeper hues of evening, each subtle shift bringing you closer to night, closer to dreams, closer to the final surrender that leads to the deepest rest. You are being sung to sleep by the light itself, lullabied by the dying day. Your mind has become like the surface of a mountain lake at dawn, perfectly still, perfectly clear, reflecting the sky of awareness without distortion. The scent of the grove has become so much a part of your breathing that you cannot distinguish between the fragrance of dates and the sweetness of your own contentment, between the desert air and the peace that fills your lungs. You breathe in the essence of belonging. You exhale the gratitude of arrival. In this perfect stillness, you can feel your own heartbeat as part of a vast percussion ensemble. Your heart beating in time with the pulse of the oasis. With the circulation of sap in the palm tree, with the underground flow of ancient springs, with the rotation of the earth itself through space. The sand beneath you has formed itself into the perfect support for your complete relaxation. Millions of tiny grains positioned exactly where they need to be, each one polished smooth by wind and time, each one contributing to your absolute comfort, your perfect peace, your deepest rest. Above you, the palm fronds move with the grace of dancers who have been practicing the same choreography for decades. Each movement perfected through repetition, each gesture expressing the joy of simply being what they are, of doing what they were created to do, of giving what they were born to give. Your connection to this ancient place has grown so profound that you feel you carry its peace in your very cells, its patience in your bones, its sweetness in your blood. You have been transformed by rest, renewed by stillness, reborn in the embrace of the eternal now. The golden light filtering through the palms has become a visible manifestation of love itself, flowing around you, through you, blessing every surface it touches, transforming the ordinary world into a sanctuary, making every moment sacred simply by illuminating it with complete presence. Your breathing has become prayer without words, worship without effort, communion without separation. Each inhalation drawing in the divine, each exhalation offering yourself completely to the mystery of this perfect moment, this perfect peace, this perfect love that asks nothing and embraces everything. The tree behind you stands like a pillar, supporting not just your physical rest, but your spiritual awakening, connecting earth and sky, roots and branches, the deep stillness below with the dancing movement above. You rest against the very axis of the world, the point where all directions meet in perfect balance. In the distance, the sounds of evening settling over the entire region, the whisper of wind across vast expanses of sand, the distant call of birds returning to roost, the soft murmur of water flowing through irrigation channels. All of it part of the symphony that is singing you into the deepest rest. Your body has achieved such complete relaxation that the boundaries between self and world have dissolved. You are the warmth of sand, the coolness of shade, the sweetness of dates, the whisper of wind, the dance of light. All of it flowing together in one seamless experience of pure being. Above you, the dates hang like small suns that have learned patience, storing up sweetness instead of blazing with heat, teaching through their very existence that true power lies not in intensity, but in endurance, not in force, but in gentle persistence, not in taking, but in giving. Your thoughts have become like seeds scattered on the wind, some taking root in the fertile silence, others blowing away to find their own place to grow. You need not direct this process, need not control this flow, can simply trust in the natural intelligence that knows exactly what thoughts to keep and what thoughts to release. The warmth rising from the earth has reached perfect equilibrium with your body temperature. You float in this medium of perfect warmth, supported by love itself, held by the embrace of unconditional acceptance. In this golden light, you can see the true nature of abundance, how the palm tree gives freely of its shade and fruit, how the earth offers up its warmth and minerals, how the sky provides its infinite space and dancing light, how everything in nature gives generously of its essence, asking nothing in return but appreciation. Your breath has become so that such love is available to anyone willing to stop, to sit, to surrender to the perfect peace that is always present. Your connection to this moment has grown so complete that you exist only as pure presence, pure awareness, pure love, expressing itself as the simple fact of being exactly where you are, exactly when you are, exactly as you are, perfect in your humanity, beautiful in your simplicity, complete in your willingness to rest. The tree trunk behind you pulses with the accumulated peace of all who have rested against it. Generations of travelers seeking shade, families gathering for celebration, children playing in its shadow, lovers meeting in secret. All their joy has been absorbed into its bark. All their peace flows into you now. Above you, the intricate lacework of palm fronds creates patterns that speak of infinite creativity, expressing itself through infinite patience. Each leaf a brushstroke in a painting that has been thousands of years in the making. Each shadow a note in a symphony that will play for thousands of years to come. Your heartbeat has slowed to match the patient rhythm of the desert itself. The pulse that measures time not in minutes but in seasons. Not in urgency but in trust. Not in achieving but in being. You beat now with the heart of eternity, steady and strong and infinitely peaceful. The golden light has deepened to the rich colour of liquid amber, of honey distilled from 1,000 flowers, of sunset concentrated into visible form. Everything bathed in this light seems transformed, blessed, made sacred by the simple act of being completely present to receive it. Your mind has become as vast and peaceful as the desert that stretches beyond the grove, empty of everything except awareness itself, spacious enough to contain all thoughts, yet attached to none. Clear as crystal, yet soft as silk, the perfect mirror reflecting the face of peace. In the distance, the gentle sounds of night approaching, the whisper of temperature dropping, the soft settling of sand as heat dissipates, the almost inaudible sound of plants drawing up moisture for the dark hours ahead. You are part of this vast preparation for rest, this planetary settling into sleep. Your body has found such perfect stillness that it seems to have been carved from peace itself. Every muscle relaxed beyond the possibility of tension, every nerve calm beyond the possibility of agitation, every cell vibrating at the frequency of absolute rest. You have become rest embodied, peace made manifest. The scent of dates has become so familiar that it feels like the natural fragrance of your own contentment. You breathe in sweetness and exhale gratitude. This perfect rest that asks nothing of you except the willingness to receive it. Above you, the palm fronds whisper the final blessings of the day. Gratitude for sunlight received and transformed into growth, for water drawn up from deep wells and circulated to the farthest leaves, for another successful day of providing shade and sweetness to all who sought it. Your connection to the ancient wisdom of this place has grown so intimate that you feel you understand its deepest teachings. How survival in the desert requires not aggression but cooperation, not competition but sharing, not hoarding but generous giving of whatever abundance you have been blessed to receive. The tree behind you stands as a living testament to the power of patience, growing slowly but surely, weathering storms through flexibility rather than rigidity. So, in this perfect stillness, you can feel the love that flows through all things, the invisible current that connects every grain of sand to every star, every breath you take to every leaf that rustles, every beat of your heart to the pulse of infinite creation. You rest now in this flow, carried by love itself. The golden light begins its graceful transition toward evening, each moment bringing subtly different hues, deeper warmth, richer peace. You are witnessing the day's gentle surrender to night, the natural rhythm that has lulled countless generations to peaceful sleep beneath these very palms. Your breathing has become so natural and effortless that it seems the grove itself is breathing through you, drawing in peace, exhaling gratitude, participating in the vast respiratory system that connects all living things. You breathe now with the lungs of the earth, sustained by the breath of eternity. The sand beneath you holds the warmth of the entire day, storing it like a battery of comfort, releasing it slowly to ease your complete relaxation. This is the desert's greatest gift, to take the intensity of noon and transform it through patience into the gentle blessing of evening rest. Above you, the dates hang like promises kept, like prayers answered, like rewards for those who trust in the natural timing of growth and harvest. Each one perfect in its own season, sweet with the accumulated blessing of sun and rain and the patient tending of loving hands. Your thoughts have become like wisps of incense rising toward the canopy, fragrant and ephemeral, carrying your gratitude upward while leaving the altar of your mind clear and peaceful. You think now only with the mind of the Oasis, patient and generous and infinitely wise. The warmth rising from the earth has synchronized perfectly with the rhythm of your circulation, supporting your body's natural processes without effort or strain. You exist in perfect harmony with the temperature of peace, the climate of contentment, the weather of wisdom. In this golden light, you can see how everything in the grove works together. How the palms provide shade for smaller plants, how their roots create pathways for water to reach distant places, how their presence creates the microclimate that allows the entire ecosystem to flourish. You are part of this cooperation now, contributing your peace to the collective tranquility. Your heartbeat has synchronized with the ancient pulse of life itself. The rhythm that has sustained this oasis through drought and plenty, through the passage of centuries and the rise and fall of civilizations. You beat now with the heart of eternity, steady and strong and infinitely patient. The scent of the grove has become so much a part of your being that you cannot imagine breathing without it. This fragrance of dates and desert air, of patience and sweetness, of ancient wisdom and generous giving, will remain with you always as a reminder that such peace exists, that such rest is your birthright. Above you, the palm fronds move in perfect synchronization with your breathing, rising with your inhalation, settling with your exhalation, as though the entire grove is breathing with you, sharing the same life force, participating in the same rhythm of rest and renewal. Your body has settled so completely into the embrace of the earth that you feel supported not just by sand, but by love itself. Held not just by gravity, but by grace. Rested not just by stillness, but by the active blessing of a universe that wants nothing more than your complete peace. The golden light filtering through the palms carries with it the accumulated blessing of the day. All the photosynthesis that has taken place, all the oxygen that has been given freely to sustain life. You breathe in the generosity of green things. You exhale gratitude for the gift of existence. In the distance, the sounds of evening prayers floating across the grove. Melodic Arabic syllables blessing the transition from day to night, from activity to rest, from seeking to finding. The sound completes your peace rather than disturbing it, adding the final note to the symphony of tranquility. Your mind has become like a clear pool reflecting the sky of awareness, disturbed by no wind of worry, clouded by no sediment of stress, simply clear and still and naturally luminous, capable of reflecting perfectly whatever appears while remaining essentially unchanged. The tree behind you pulses with the slow circulation of decades, drawing up coolness from aquifers that have sustained this oasis since ancient times. You are connected now to these deep currents, to the hidden rivers that make all surface beauty possible, to the secret sources that never run dry. Above you, the geometric patterns created by overlapping fronds speak of the mathematics of peace, the precise calculations that create perfect beauty, the exact proportions that generate infinite harmony. You rest beneath living proof that the universe tends toward order, toward balance, toward peace. Your breath has become prayer incarnate, each inhalation a drawing in of the divine, each exhalation a complete offering of yourself to the mystery of this perfect moment. You breathe now with the rhythm of worship, slow and deep and infinitely reverent. The warmth from the sand has reached every cell of your body, carrying with it the accumulated peace of all who have rested here before you, their tranquility seeping into your bones, their contentment flowing in your blood, their wisdom illuminating your consciousness. In this perfect stillness, you exist only as the space in which peace happens, the awareness in which rest occurs, the love that makes all comfort possible. You are not having an experience of peace. You are peace, experiencing itself, not finding rest, but being rest, not achieving tranquility, but embodying it. The golden light has deepened to the rich colour of honey stored in ancient vessels, of amber preserving precious moments, of sunset distilled into liquid form. Everything touched by this light seems blessed, transformed, made sacred by the simple fact of being completely seen, completely loved. Your connection to this eternal moment has grown so complete that time itself has stopped. Or perhaps you have simply stepped outside of time into the always present now that exists beneath all the rushing and hurrying of ordinary consciousness. This is the time of palms, measured not in minutes, but in seasons of growth. Above you, the dates hang like small prayers answered, like promises kept, like rewards for those who understand that the sweetest things in life come to those who wait, who trust, who surrender to the natural timing that brings all things to fruition in their perfect season. Your thoughts have dissolved completely into the golden light, no longer separate from the peace that surrounds you, but part of it, contributing to it, indistinguishable from it. You think now only with the mind of stillness, the intelligence of rest, the wisdom of complete surrender. The sand beneath you has formed itself into the perfect cradle for your complete relaxation. Each grain positioned exactly where it needs to be to support your total peace. You are held by the accumulated patience of the desert, rocked by the gentle breathing of the earth, lullabied by the whisper of eternity. In the distance, the gentle sounds of night settling over the vast landscape. The whisper of cooling air, the soft settling of temperature, the almost inaudible breathing of the desert as it prepares for sleep. You are part of this planetary preparation for rest, this cosmic settling into dreams. Your body has achieved such perfect relaxation that it seems made of the same substance as peace itself. Every muscle completely soft, every nerve completely calm, every cell vibrating at the frequency of absolute contentment. You have become tranquility embodied, serenity made manifest in human form. The scent of dates has become the natural fragrance of your own deep satisfaction. You breathe in sweetness and exhale gratitude, each breath a celebration of this moment, this place, this perfect rest that asks nothing of you except the willingness to receive it completely. Above you, the palm fronds whisper their ancient lullabies, songs older than civilization, rhythms that connect you to the primordial peace from which all life emerges and to which all life returns. Your heartbeat has synchronized with the pulse of the Oasis itself, the rhythm that has sustained this place through millennia of change, through the rise and fall of empires, through seasons of drought and abundance. You beat now with the heart of permanence, steady and strong and infinitely enduring. The golden light begins to gather itself for the transition to evening, each ray of sunlight seeming to linger lovingly on the surfaces it touches. blessing the palm fronds, warming the sand, illuminating your peaceful form, as though the day itself is reluctant to end such perfect peace. Your breathing has become the breathing of the grove itself, drawing in the accumulated wisdom of centuries, exhaling the pure essence of contentment. You breathe now with the lungs of the earth, sustained by the same air that has nourished. In this deep stillness, you can feel yourself becoming part of the eternal story of this place. Your moment of perfect rest, joining the countless other moments of peace that have been experienced beneath these palms, adding your tranquility to the grove's collection of blessed memories. The tree behind you stands as a living monument to the power of patience, its rings marking not just years of growth, but years of giving, years of providing shade and shelter, years of teaching through its very existence that true strength comes not from forcing, but from yielding, not from grasping, but from letting go. Above you, the dates catch the last light of day, like amber jewels, each one glowing with stored sweetness, with patient surrender to natural timing, with the accumulated blessing of sun and rain and human care. They hang like visible prayers, like promises of abundance for those who trust in the rhythm of seasons. Your mind has become as clear and spacious as the desert sky, vast enough to contain all thoughts, yet attached to none, bright with its own natural luminosity, yet requiring no effort to maintain. You rest in the space of pure awareness, the consciousness that is your deepest nature. The warmth rising from the sand has created a perfect microclimate around your resting form. Not too warm, not too cool, just exactly right for the deepest possible relaxation. You exist in a bubble of ideal conditions created by the marriage of desert wisdom and palm tree grace. Your connection to this moment has grown so intimate that you feel you understand the secret language of the oasis, how it speaks through the rustle of fronds, the whisper of wind, the warmth of sand, the sweetness of dates. All of it a vocabulary of peace, a grammar of grace, a syntax of surrender. In the golden light, everything seems to glow with inner radiance. The palm trunks warm as honey. The fronds bright as jade. The sand golden as amber. The air itself luminous with peace. You rest in a world transformed by presence, blessed by attention, made sacred by love. Your breath has become so gentle that it barely disturbs the air around you. Yet each inhalation draws in more of the grove's essential peace. Each exhalation releases you more completely into this perfect moment of rest. You breathe now with the patience of eternity, slow and deep, and infinitely trusting. The sand beneath you has captured and holds the warmth of countless peaceful moments, each grain blessed by moonlight and starlight, by the bare feet of children and the sandaled feet of wise elders, by the hooves of camels and the paws of desert foxes. All this accumulated peace supports your rest. Above you, The palm fronds create a living mandala. Patterns that speak of infinite intelligence, of the sacred geometry that underlies all natural beauty. You rest beneath a masterpiece painted by time itself. Your thoughts have become like prayers written on water, appearing briefly, expressing themselves completely, then dissolving back into the silence from which they came, leaving no trace, creating no disturbance, simply natural movements in the vast stillness of consciousness. The golden light has begun its gentle metamorphosis toward evening, each subtle shift bringing you closer to night, closer to dreams, closer to the final surrender that leads to the deepest rest. You are being escorted towards sleep by the light itself, guided toward dreams by the dying day. Your body has found such perfect stillness that it seems to have been grown from the same earth that nourishes the palms, carved from the same piece that fills the grove. You have become part of the landscape of tranquility, another gentle curve in the geography of rest. The scent of the grove has become so much a part of your breathing that you cannot distinguish where the fragrance ends and your own contentment begins. You inhale the essence of belonging. You exhale the gratitude of arrival. Each breath a celebration of being exactly where you need to be. In this perfect moment, you rest in the embrace of infinite love, held by forces larger and more tender than you can imagine, supported by the very foundations of existence, blessed by the source from which all peace flows. You are home. You are safe. You are loved beyond measure. The desert quiet settles around you like a gentle blanket. The whisper of palm fronds becomes a lullaby older than memory. The warmth of sand cradles you like loving arms. Your breath slows to match the patient rhythm of growing things. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the pulse of eternity. And in this golden light, in this sacred shade, your body sinks deeper into the embrace of ancient sand. Your spirit soars free in the vast sky of awareness. The grove holds you in its timeless blessing. The palms whisper their eternal lullabies. The dates hang like promises of sweetness to come. And you rest. You float. You dissolve into the deepest, most peaceful, most blessed sleep. Chapter 5. Watching the sunset in peaceful silence. You open your eyes slowly, feeling the gentle weight of the afternoon settling around you like a soft blanket. The palm fronds above you sway with the rhythm of your breathing, in and out, in and out. The light has changed. You notice this without urgency, without need to move. The harsh brightness of midday has mellowed into something golden, something warm and honey-like, filtering through the date palms in streams of amber light. You sit up slowly, your body moving like water, unhurried, at peace. The sand beneath you holds the warmth of the day, but it is gentle now, comforting, like the memory of sun-warmed stone in the courtyards of old Dubai. Your feet find the soft earth, and you stand, feeling the pull of something beautiful waiting just beyond the grove. The western edge of the palm trees calls to you, not with urgency, but with the quiet promise of wonder. You walk slowly between the trunks, your bare feet whispering against the sand. Each step brings you closer to the edge of this green sanctuary, closer to the vast desert that stretches beyond. The air grows cooler with each step, carrying on it the scent of frankincense from distant mountains, the salt memory of ancient seas. As you emerge from the shelter of the palms, the world opens before you like a painting made of light. The desert spreads in all directions, rolling dunes that seem to breathe with the wind, their surfaces painted in shades of gold and rose and copper. You find a small rise of sand just beyond the last palm tree, and you settle there, your body naturally finding its place. You sit cross-legged, the way your grandmother might have sat, watching the dhows return to Dubai Creek, their sails heavy with the day's trading, their hulls filled with pearls and spices from distant shores. The sun hangs low in the western sky, a great orb of molten gold. It seems larger here, more present, as if the desert has called it closer, invited it to rest upon the earth like an old friend settling into conversation. The light spreads across the dunes, turning each grain of sand into a tiny jewel. The ridges of the dunes catch the light and hold it, creating shadows that shift and dance, painting the landscape in constantly changing hues. Gold melting into amber, amber flowing into rose, rose deepening into bronze. You breathe in slowly, tasting the clean, dry air, the faint sweetness of date blossoms carried on the evening breeze. Somewhere in the distance, a camel bell chimes softly, a sound that might be memory, might be dream, might be the echo of ancient caravans that once crossed these very sands. The silence here is different from the quiet of the grove. It is vast, oceanic, filled with the kind of peace that only comes from great open spaces, from horizons that stretch beyond the reach of sight. You feel small here, not insignificant. You feel connected to something immense, something eternal. As you sit, you begin to notice the subtle sounds of the desert evening. The whisper of sand shifting in the wind, the distant call of a falcon, the soft rustling of a desert fox moving through the scrub beyond the dunes. You think of the millions who have watched sunsets from this desert. Bedouin herders bringing their camels to water, pearl divers returning from the depths of the Arabian Gulf, their hands raw from the day's diving, their pouches heavy with the ocean's treasures, merchants pausing on the trade routes between Persia and Africa, their camels laden with frankincense and myrrh. You think of the visionaries who looked across these same sands and imagined cities of glass and steel rising from the desert, who dreamed of gardens blooming in the wilderness, of fountains singing in places where only wind once spoke. Their dreams have become the gleaming towers of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the soaring arches of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, the impossible green of golf courses carved from sand. But here, in this moment, the desert remains as it has always been, timeless, patient, eternal. The same sun that lights the Burj Khalifa now sets over these ancient dunes. The same wind that cools the modern souks of Dubai still carries the scent of jasmine and cardamom across the sand. The sun touches the horizon now, and the entire western sky erupts in color. Deep orange bleeds into red, red melts into purple, purple fades to indigo. The dunes before you glow like heated metal, their surfaces rippling with light and shadow. You feel as though you are sitting at the edge of the world, witnessing the daily miracle of day becoming night. A gentle breeze stirs the air around you, warm and dry, and carrying with it the accumulated heat of the day. It touches your face like a blessing, like the gentle hand of a mother checking her sleeping child. You close your eyes and let it wash over you, feeling it lift the small worries from your shoulders, carrying them away into the vastness of the sky. When you open your eyes again, the sun has slipped lower. Now a perfect orange disk balanced on the edge of the world. The light has softened, becoming golden and warm and honey thick. Everything it touches seems to glow from within. The sand, the distant mountains, the few scattered clouds above. You become aware of your breathing, slow and steady and deep. Each breath brings in the peace of the desert, the calm of centuries, the wisdom of wind and sand and time. Each exhale releases whatever tensions remain, whatever small anxieties still cling to your thoughts. You feel them dissolve into the evening air, becoming part of the vast stillness around you. The temperature is perfect now, the heat of the day balanced by the cooling touch of evening. Your hands rest easily on your knees. In the distance, you hear the first call to prayer. Maghrib, the sunset prayer. The voice of the muezzin floats across the desert, like poetry spoken to the sky. It mingles with the sound of the wind and the distant chiming of camel bells, creating a symphony of devotion and peace. The sun continues its descent, and now it touches the earth, seeming to melt into the sand like honey into warm bread. The sky above it blazes with colour, sheets of gold and crimson and deep purple spreading across the heavens. You feel as though you are witnessing something sacred, something that connects you to every person who has ever watched the sunset, ever felt the peace of evening settling over the land. As the sun sinks lower, the first stars begin to appear, faint at first, like distant candles being lit one by one. The sky deepens to indigo, then to purple, then to the deep blue-black of true night. The stars grow brighter, more numerous, until the entire sky is scattered with points of light, like diamonds on black velvet. You lie back on the warm sand, your body settling naturally into the earth. The sand shapes itself around you, supporting you, holding you like a gentle embrace. Above you, the sky spreads infinite and star-filled. The same sky that has sheltered caravans and pearl divers, dreamers and builders, lovers and poets. The Milky Way begins to emerge, a river of light flowing across the darkness. In the city, this celestial river is hidden by the glow of streetlights and neon signs. But here, in the heart of the desert, it reveals itself in all its ancient glory, a reminder of the vastness of the universe, of the miracle of existence itself. A shooting star streaks across the sky, brief and brilliant and beautiful. You make no wish, for in this moment you want for nothing. You are complete, whole, at peace. The desert has given you its greatest gift, the gift of presence, of being fully here, fully now, fully alive to the wonder of existence. The sand beneath you radiates the day's warmth, a gentle heat that seeps into your bones, relaxing muscles you didn't know were tense, releasing tensions you didn't know you carried. Your body feels heavy, pleasantly weighted, sinking into the earth like water soaking into sand. The night sounds of the desert begin, the distant howl of a desert fox, the rustle of nocturnal creatures beginning their hunt, the whisper of wind through the dunes. These sounds do not disturb, they comfort, they remind you that life continues, patient and persistent and beautiful, even in the most challenging places. You think of the remarkable journey of this land, from scattered fishing villages to gleaming metropolises, from pearl-diving dhows to space programs, from desert nomads to global citizens. Yet through all this change, the essential spirit remains: the hospitality, the reverence for tradition, the respect for the land and sea that have always sustained life here. The wind towers of old Dubai still stand, their ingenious design still cooling homes just as they did centuries ago. The traditional majlis still gathers families and friends, just as it always has. The aroma of Arabic coffee and dates still welcomes guests, just as it welcomed travelers along the ancient spice routes. In the modern souks, alongside smartphones and designer clothes, you can still find frankincense and rosewater, saffron and cardamom, the same treasures that once filled the holds of trading dhows. The falconers still train their birds with the same patience and skill their grandfathers knew. The dhow builders still craft their vessels using techniques passed down through generations. This continuity, this harmony between past and future, fills you with a deep sense of peace, a recognition that change and tradition can dance together, that progress need not mean the loss of identity, that a culture can embrace the world while remaining true to itself. The stars wheel slowly overhead, following paths they have traced for millions of years. The same constellations that guided pearl divers back to shore now shine down on astronauts in space stations, on scientists studying the cosmos, on artists creating beauty from light and shadow. The universe continues its ancient dance, and you are part of it. Connect. Each breath brings you deeper into relaxation, deeper into connection with the earth beneath you, the sky above you, the infinite presence that surrounds and fills all things. You feel yourself melting into the landscape, becoming part of the desert's eternal. The stars shine just as brightly behind your eyelids. The desert spreads just as vast in your inner vision. You are surrounded by beauty, held by peace, embraced by the eternal now. A memory surfaces, gentle as a bubble rising through water. You are a child again, lying on a rooftop in old Dubai. Your grandmother pointing out constellations, telling stories of sailors and merchants, of jinn and heroes, of love that transcends time and space. Her voice was like music, like the whisper of wind through palm fronds, like the gentle lapping of waves on the creek shore. The memory fades, but its essence remains. The feeling of being loved, of being safe, of being part of something larger than yourself. That feeling surrounds you now, emanating from the desert itself, from the stars, from the warm earth beneath you. Your heartbeat slows, synchronizing with some deeper rhythm, the pulse of the earth perhaps, or the breathing of the sea, or the ancient drumbeat that has echoed through these lands since the first humans walked these sands, gazed up at these same stars, felt this same wonder. The night deepens around you like a gentle tide, bringing with it dreams and peace and rest. You feel yourself floating, not above the earth, but deeper into it, becoming part of its story, part of its song, part of its eternal dream. A cool breeze stirs, carrying with it the scent of distant rain, of mountains where snow still caps the highest peaks, of gardens where fountain spray catches starlight and throws it back to heaven. The breeze touches your skin like a benediction, like a promise that all is well, all is as it should be. You think of the children sleeping tonight in homes across the Emirates, in traditional houses with wind towers and courtyards, in modern apartments with glass walls and mountain views, in Bedouin tents where ancient stories are still told. The silence deepens, but it is not empty silence. It is full, rich, pregnant with possibility. It is the silence of deep waters, of ancient trees, of mountains that have watched the world change for millions of years. It is the silence that speaks more clearly than words, that touches more deeply than sound. In this silence, you feel the presence of all who have loved this land. The pearl divers who risked their lives in the depths of the Gulf. The traders who crossed impossible deserts following stars. The visionaries who imagined cities rising from sand. The artists and poets who captured beauty in word and image. The mothers and fathers who passed wisdom from generation to generation. Their spirits seem to hover near, not as ghosts, but as blessings, as inspiration, as the living memory that makes the present possible. You are part of their story, and they are part of yours. Connected across time by love of this place, by recognition of its beauty, by commitment to its future. The wind shifts slightly, bringing new fragrances, the green scent of oases hidden deep in the desert, the spicy aroma of traditional meals being prepared in distant kitchens, the clean smell of rain on sand from storms still days away. Each scent tells a story, paints a picture, adds another thread to the vast tapestry of this place. You breathe deeply, drawing these gifts into your lungs, into your bloodstream, into the very cells of your body. You become part of the desert's breathing, part of its story, part of its ancient and continuing dream. Your thoughts begin to drift, becoming less like thoughts and more like clouds, soft, shapeless, beautiful. They float across the sky of your consciousness without urgency, without attachment, like dhows sailing across a calm sea, like birds flying home at evening. The stars continue their slow dance overhead, writing poetry in light across the darkness, telling stories older than human memory, singing songs that speak directly to the soul. You listen without hearing, understand without thinking, Simply receive the gift of their presence. A deep peace settles over you. Not just relaxation, but something more profound. A sense of rightness, of being exactly where you belong, exactly when you need to be here. The universe has conspired to bring you to this moment, this place, this perfect now. The warmth of the sand seeps deeper into your bones, carrying with it the heat of countless suns, the wisdom of geological ages, the patience of stones that have watched civilizations rise and fall. You absorb this ancient warmth. Let it become part of you. Let it teach you the secret of endurance, of grace, of peace. Your breathing becomes so soft, it barely stirs the air. So gentle, it merges with the whisper of wind through the dunes, with the distant sigh of the sea, with the quiet breathing of the earth itself. You are no longer separate from the world around you. You are part of its breathing, part of its dreaming, part of its prayer. The night sky seems to lower itself, coming closer, embracing you with its vastness. The stars no longer seem distant, but intimate, personal, like old friends keeping watch, like guardians blessing your rest, like ancient lights guiding you safely home. Time loses meaning here. Minutes might be hours. Hours might be moments. There is only now, only this perfect present, only the eternal dance of earth and sky, of breath and silence, of being and becoming. The desert holds you like a mother holds a sleeping child, with infinite tenderness, infinite patience, infinite love. You feel utterly safe, utterly protected, utterly at peace. The vastness that might have seemed overwhelming now feels like the ultimate embrace, the cosmic hug that holds all creation. Your heartbeat slows further, each beat a gentle drum in the vast quiet, marking time that has no urgency, no destination, no purpose except to be, to pulse, to participate in the eternal rhythm that underlies all existence. The cool air moves gently across in the sky, with the eternal now that holds all moments. The boundary between self and not self becomes as soft as mist, as gentle as morning light. You are the sand beneath you, the stars above you, the wind around you. You are the ancient memory of this place, the present moment of beauty, the future possibility of peace. This expansion brings no fear, only wonder, only recognition, only the deep joy of coming home, of remembering what you have always known, that you are part of something infinite, something beautiful, something that can never be lost or broken or diminished. The desert night wraps around you like a prayer, like a lullaby, like a promise that all is well and will always be well. The stars sing their ancient song. The wind whispers its eternal story. The earth hums its deep note of welcome and peace. Your consciousness begins to float, like a leaf on still water, like a cloud in perfect sky, like a prayer rising to heaven. There is no effort in this floating, no direction to maintain, only the gentle drift into deeper peace, deeper rest, deeper connection with all that is. The warmth of the sand becomes the warmth of the womb, of the original embrace, of the first love that gave birth to all existence. You rest in this warmth, this love. Distant creatures settle into their own rest. Even the stars seem to dim slightly, not fading but softening, like lights being turned down in a room where someone beloved is falling asleep. Your body has become perfectly still, so relaxed that you barely feel its edges, so comfortable that you barely notice its weight. It has become a perfect vessel for rest, for peace, for the deep rejuvenation that comes only in moments like this. The desert breathes around you, slow and steady and eternal. Its breathing becomes your breathing. Your breathing becomes its breathing. There is only one breath, one peace, one eternal now expanding in all directions, embracing all possibilities, blessing all existence. In this perfect stillness, this complete peace, this infinite now, you begin to drift. A deeper place, not toward sleep, but toward the source of all rest, all dreams that nurtures and restores. The stars continue their watch, the earth continues its embrace, the wind continues its whisper. All of creation conspires to hold you, to bless you, to sing you softly, gently, lovingly into the deepest peace. The desert quiet settles around you like silk, like starlight, like the eternal hush that holds all sounds. The call of the past and future blends in the warm night air, becoming one song, one prayer, one perfect note of peace. Your breath slows and slows and slows, each exhale releasing you further into rest, each inhale drawing you deeper into peace. The rhythm becomes as natural as waves on shore, as gentle as morning mist, as eternal as the stars themselves. Your thoughts drift, like sand carried by gentle wind, like clouds crossing a peaceful sky, like dhows sailing home across calm waters. They move without urgency, without destination, carrying you softly, sweetly into the harbor of deep, peaceful, eternal sleep. The night embraces you completely. The desert holds you safely. The stars guard your rest. All is well. All is peaceful. All is blessed with the deep quiet of perfect rest, perfect peace, perfect love. And in this perfect peace, surrounded by the eternal beauty of the desert night, held by the ancient wisdom of sand and star, you drift gently, softly, lovingly into the sweetest, deepest, most peaceful sleep.